Big Ox. What it is.
Right from the top, Santa came through and really blessed us with a lot of good basketball presents and jewels under the tree yesterday. He also gave us some bad presents too. But Chilltown, what was the best thing that you seen yesterday, or the worst?
The best thing that I saw yesterday,
or the worst.
The best thing I saw yesterday was that Boston Celtic team. That was pretty impressive. That was pretty impressive what I saw from that Boston Celtic team. Like a lot of times we'll get up here and we'll analyze teams and we'll analyze players and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, in the words of Big Ox, sometimes it's just this simple. The Lakers aren't as good as the Celtics. They just aren't. That team in the green was better than the team in the white. It was that simple. They got a better starting five. They got better rebounders. They got a better rotation. They got better perimeter defensive players. They have a better all-around unit than that team. And no matter what Anthony Davis did, no matter what James did, that Boston Celtic team is just better. All the way around, they're just better. Now, I could say that, Luka putting 50 on KD yesterday was the best thing, but I'm just a big fan. I'm a big fan of what Boston is doing right now. They rolling right now. They are.
Mars, do you agree with that, or do you have something that what Christmas present in the basketball world stuck out to you the most yesterday?
Steph Curry continuing his Christmas tradition of playing terribly. That was funny. I seen a graphic. He scored above 20 points on Christmas one time. He's played on Christmas 10 times. So that was funny. But other than that, I didn't really watch too many of the games because it's Christmas. So, and in the UK, I mean, NBA Christmas isn't a big deal, so you don't really watch it. But
it is here.
Yeah, definitely a big deal for like you guys.
Here.
I understand that. So, I seen the Denver game. I seen the Boston LA game. I didn't see the Knicks and Bucks, and I didn't see the Mavs and Suns. And I was keeping up with the Philly and Miami game. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey's self-creation, by the way.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. Shout out to that, man. Yeah, shout out to the self-creation from Tyrese Maxey. But
I think he heard you, Mars. I think he might have heard you. This dude don't think I can get this dude don't think I can score. He don't think that I can create my own shot. So let's get to the bottom of that.
Well,
yeah, he did a bad job of proving me wrong. I don't know what to say. He did a bad job of proving me wrong. But yeah, that's my biggest takeaways from Christmas. I'm upset I didn't see the Suns game because 50 and 15. I don't know if there's been like a better stat line on Christmas than that. I don't know if they spoke about it on the game or not, but that looks kind of crazy.
Before I ask that question, I'm gonna ask Ox and Ticket. Well, what was the best present y'all got on Christmas?
As far as the games,
I mean, if you want to share a little bit in your personal life, you can too.
Nah.
All right.
I would have to go with Jaime Jaquez. I'd have to go with Jaime Jaquez because I as soon as I seen him getting drafted to Miami, I already knew, and I spoke on it like he's a perfect fit for Miami. 4-year college guy, a kid that has a lot of talent, and he has a lot of talent. He's a hard worker. A skill set as well. So I like what I saw from him. I mean, there's the obvious, like what Luka did was incredible, but just want to give a little love to the young fella.
Yeah, for sure. Jaime was definitely balling yesterday. Somebody had posted something on, I think it was like Twitter, and they were like, "I'm a diehard Heat fan, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but Jaime Jaquez is the most consistent rookie that I've ever seen with my two eyes.
Ever? Damn.
Ever. How do y'all feel about that? Is he living in the moment? Is he tripping? Yeah. Or is Jaime really like getting to it like that?
Ever. He was consistent.
He didn't say the best, didn't say the greatest or anything like that. He just said simply the most consistent.
I've never thought about the most consistent rookie ever. just hearing it, I'm sure there probably is some more consistent rookies, but on a game-to-game basis, it seems like you know what you're gonna get from Jaime Jaquez. So I see where he's coming from. I haven't watched every Heat game, so like I don't know for certain. But it seems like you know what you're getting from him. He's like
And he's talking about with the Heat franchise. He's not talking
Mhm.
about ever or with just every team and every rookie.
then that just narrows it down. There still might be one that I'm forgetting, but it seems like you know what you're getting from him on a game-to-game basis. So I think he's very consistent. I don't know if he's the most consistent, but I would defer to a Heat fan in that situation who's definitely watched more Heat rookies consistently than I have. So if he says it, maybe it makes sense. I don't know. But
And it also
very
depends
consistent.
on how long he's been watching the Heat. I mean, was he a more consistent rookie than Glenn Rice? I mean, was he a more consistent rookie than Steve Smith? I mean, I'm thinking about rookies that have played. I'm thinking about guys who've played for the Miami Heat as rooks. You know, was he a more consistent rookie than Dwayne Wade? I mean, I don't think Dwayne Wade as a rook was up and down. I mean, he played as much as he possibly could. You know, and when you talk about consistency, Mars, one of the things that matters in consistency is availability. So I don't know if like I said, I don't know if that's true because, you know, what are we talking about when we talk about consistency? We talk about being available and doing your job. And I don't know how long this dude been around, but Dwayne Wade was pretty consistent. So.
Okay, cool. Ticket.
What up?
What stood out the most for you on Christmas?
Oh, the ass whooping last night. That's all. It's just the Phoenix Suns doing what I said they was gonna do. Again, are they the biggest frauds in the NBA? They won't make the playoffs. They have no leadership. Devin Booker's overrated. He's not better than Anthony Edwards. He's not better than John Morant. He doesn't have a better impact on the game. He's a loser, a crybaby, and a front runner. Kevin Durant is a coward who quit on his team in the fourth quarter. He's crying like a baby, upset with the team that he helped build. And again, it's just another situation that's going to blow up in their face. They play the Houston Rockets in Houston next. That's another ass whooping waiting to come. So, I mean, the team is in complete shambles. Simple as that. I mean, your role players played. Grayson Allen gave you 32. No excuses. Hit 8 threes. Metu gave you 23 points and 19 rebounds off the bench. He was killing. No excuses. It was KD and Devin Booker once again, you know, doing what I said they're going to do. But, you know, only on the non-player's choice will people come and dumb down my opinions and things I say, you know what I'm saying, to fit their little narrative. So at the end of the day, again, you saw what it is. They don't play no defense. They don't have no execution. They don't have no point guard to get them into their sets. They ain't going to be on the court and be healthy to be able to win championship or to be able to make the playoffs and make a deep run. You won't see the big three play over 20 games this year. And the same thing's going to happen to them that happened to the Lakers when they got Russell Westbrook. They're going to miss the playoffs, and it's going to be 1,000 excuses.
Ticket, what happens if this crew doesn't make the playoffs? Like, what happens?
No.
Like, what's the logic? What's the logic going to be on these dudes?
He has so many jockstrap sniffing fans out here, ain't nothing going to happen. They're going to give him a pass. They're going to give him a pass for building another super team, failing, and then probably asking to demand another trade. You heard Woj on TV yesterday. How is he upset with the roster and those guys on the team when they're the ones who constructed the team and pushed for Bradley Beal to be over there? You can't be upset with your roster that you helped create when you have destroyed teams. Before that team went over there, they were in the NBA Finals with Chris Paul. Now this team is out of the play-in, bro. They're one of the worst teams in the NBA. You got two superstars on your team, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and you out of the play-in? I mean, come on, bro. What are we talking about, man?
I'm just having a difficult time.
Go ahead, you.
I'm just having a difficult time with this unit, considering what I know what it was put together to do. And everybody talked about championships, this and Big Ox. He still ain't moved because it's still early. Big Ox has Phoenix in 6. I'm looking at a crew that is it realistic for me to think that they might not make the playoffs? Is that realistic to think? But then I'm looking at the roster and how it got flipped and KD not playing with Devin Booker that long, but now he's actually out here playing with him and Bradley Beal in and out of the lineup. This whole thing was put together per KD. He asked to go to Phoenix. Specifically, he asked to go there. And he asked to be traded to that team. And what they gave up, everybody thought that this thing was going to work overnight. And it's not doing that. Now, KD's going to be a year older next year. If they miss the playoffs, that's going to be even worse. That's going to be even worse. History is
And
not
he's a
going to
coach
be
killer.
kind to
He's a coach killer too. We haven't talked about how he's a coach killer. They killed Monty Williams to send him to NBA hell over in Detroit. You understand what I'm saying? Dale told you that the other day. How they?
I'm talking about. Hey, what Monty Williams is going through right now. I don't pray for this for nobody. Hey, if KD the one that put that boy in that position, shame on him.
All right. So you went. You got Mars. I can't remember the name of the coach when he first went to Brooklyn. What was the name of the guy? He's assistant coach for the Warriors now.
Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah,
Kenny
he got
Atkinson,
Kenny Atkinson.
yeah.
They got Kenny Atkinson fired when Kenny Atkinson overachieved with the team they had before them with D'Lo and those guys on the team, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Then they go to the playoffs. They got him fired. So you get him ran out. Then you bring in Steve Kerr. You get Steve Kerr fired. You understand what I'm saying?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Yeah.
You get Steve Nash fired. I'm just saying. Then you go to Brooklyn. Monty Williams went to the finals before you. You come to Brooklyn. Now you get Monty Williams fired. This dude's a clown, bro. Y'all don't see this? He was upset with Steve Kerr before he left Golden State, talking about him and Steve Kerr didn't get along. He didn't like how Steve Kerr was coaching the team and his schemes and everything. The dude is a joke. The dude is a blasphemous dude. He run around here calling himself a god. You understand what I'm saying? All of this other foolishness, and it's blowing up in his face. He ain't what he's propped up to be. And again, Devin Booker, the biggest front runner in NBA history, and Luka Doncic took that personal on him. That's why I said before the game, Luka's gonna get him boys 50. Luka hates that dude. He has no respect for Devin Booker. Devin Booker's a big crybaby. Williams got physical with him yesterday. Got him out of his game. You understand what I'm saying? He's out here jacking shots over double teams. Bro, them dudes is frauds, man. They don't play no D, and the bad things gonna keep going. You know why? Because Kevin Durant's not a leader. Devin Booker's not a leader. Who's the leader on that team? Who's the leader on that squad? They don't have no vet. They don't have no CP3 over there. They don't have no leadership over there. That's why I told Ox the other day, I said, bro, they're not making the playoffs, bro. Them dudes don't have nobody that can pull them to the side and say, yo, this is what we need to do. They don't have that on that team, bro. When he was with Golden State, he had dudes he could hide up underneath. He could hide up underneath Iggy and those guys like that who were the true leaders on that team. You understand what I'm saying? Why you think he got ran out of OKC? Because he wasn't a leader. If he was a leader, Russ would have been gone and not him. That's why he got ran out of OKC, bro. Brooklyn, why you think he couldn't control the things in Brooklyn? Because he's not no leader, bro. He don't know how to put his foot down and handle business as a leader of a team. So again, KD is doing nothing but getting exposed. He's nothing but he's lesser than George Gervin. When I said he was top 27 all time, that should have been an insult. George Gervin didn't have the help KD had. If the Iceman George Gervin had all the help KD had, he'd have more chips. So let's just be honest. KD ain't even on George Gervin's level. I look at KD in the same level I look at T-Mac and Vince Carter. Dudes who can score, but were really winners of nothing. The only thing he did different was he got Steph Curry. He hit a goal. He got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and all those guys with the Golden State Warriors. Other than that, he ain't better than George Gervin and some of these other dudes in NBA history, bro. He's not.
Yo, Ticket. So what would that be equivalent? And chill, what would that be equivalent like for George Gervin in that time? Him going and jumping on what crew?
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Ball and Magic.
Yeah, he wins multiple championships with them.
So they trade what they trade Byron Scott for him?
They ain't trading nobody. He just jumping on the crew.
Well, remember they lost Harrison Barnes.
No, he did like y'all said he did, right? Y'all said it wasn't signing
messy, bro. You messy.
So that's what he does. That's what he does. Right?
That's what it would be. That's what it would be the equivalent to. It would be George Gervin getting on that Laker team with Jabbar Magic and Bob McAdoo and Jamal Wilkes. That's what it would be if he did.
His worst move was he left, Bob. That's his worst move. He should never left the Warriors. When you win a championship,
with all that being said, they're still going to make the playoffs. But I hear you though.
What you said? What
I said? I hear you. Like you made some. No,
that last part. You said they still going to do what?
Yeah, I'm about to. I'm saying you made some compelling arguments, but they're still going to make the playoffs though.
Let me ask you a question, Bob. Do you believe in playing defense?
Yeah, believe in playing defense.
So they don't play no defense. How they gonna win games? They don't play no defense. They don't play any defense.
They're still gonna make the playoffs.
No. I'm just like, hold on, Bob. I'm not trolling you. I'm being realistic with you.
I'm saying I hear you. They're still gonna make the playoffs.
I'm asking you, hold on, Bob. I'm asking you, how are they gonna win games when they don't play defense? Do you know the teams they play next?
They're gonna win games by being better than them.
Okay, so they play the Houston Rockets in Houston. They play the Houston Rockets in Houston. They play the Orlando Magic. They play the Clippers twice. They play the Lakers, who already beat them 3 times. This is their schedule.
Are you about to list off their next 50 games? Or you're just gonna list off?
No. What I'm saying, What I'm saying to you is, you and I both know this. When things go into a down spiral, sometimes that can absolutely destroy your season. So once you start getting into
sometimes it can. You're right.
So what I'm saying is, you're seeing that right now, don't you think? Did you watch the game last night?
I did. I watched the majority of it.
Yeah,
three-quarters of it.
You see how KD quit and was looking in the fourth quarter? The dude kept giving the ball up to what's the boy's name? Eric Gordon. He just kept throwing it to Eric Gordon like, you take it. I don't even want it. The man only took 11 shots yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yo, ticket and chill. And matter of fact, everybody up here, chat too. As currently constructed, I get it. The Suns, they're not a good team. They don't play defense. This team is not built to win. But we got to give them the same grace. And I'm not giving them a pass, because I know that's what you're gonna say. Ron, you giving these dudes a pass. I'm not. Their roster is not completely healthy. This whole thing is basically reliant on Bradley Beal being healthy or not. If Bradley Beal becomes healthy, it's completely different.
Dude that'll let a girl cheat on you 20 times in a row and you'll still go back to her like a sucker for love. Listen, bro, you look like Game on the show when he wanted to stay with the girl and she wanted to leave. You understand what I'm saying? Change your heart. All I'm saying to you is this, Ron, we've already seen this. We saw this the Lakers and Russell Westbrook. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, wait till they all get healthy. Wait till they all get healthy," and more games go by, bro. When I saw Bradley Beal in the warm-ups last night, warming up, and still didn't play, that let me know everything I need to know. When your team is going through a crisis like this, you can go through warm-ups but not even get on the court to play games, and you just sit on the sideline, and he's going to be out for the rest of this year. So with that being said, Ron, they got to go through a stretch where they playing the Clippers 2 times. Huh? No, I'm saying they got to play the Clippers 2 times. They got to play the Rockets.
Well, who said he was going to be out the rest of the year, though?
Nobody said that.
The rest of the year is only 5 days.
Ticket, but can I give you a scenario?
Okay, you saying it like I'm thinking you mean rest of the season.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. The rest of the year. No, I said the rest of the year. That's why I didn't say season the year. This year's over with almost 6 days.
I got you.
Yeah, so
can I give you a scenario though with Bradley Beal?
Say what?
Can I give you a scenario with Bradley Beal?
There is no scenario, bro. Because the reason why there is no scenario, they played almost 30 games now. He's played 2 games in 1 minute of 30 games. He ain't gonna come all of a sudden and all 3 of those guys gonna play out of the last 50 games. They're gonna play 30 games. It's not gonna happen, bro. Ain't gonna happen.
I get
Same
that
thing happened with the Lakers, bro.
They may not have the chemistry going into the playoffs, but come on, man. The playoffs is 4 months away.
Hold on. You keep talking about playoffs. Hold on, bro. You keep talking about playoffs. Stop talking about playoffs with this team. We don't talk about playoffs with teams that don't play defense. We don't talk about playoffs with teams that don't have leadership. We don't talk about playoffs with teams that don't have cohesion. Unless you're telling me, remember, the only way the Lakers got out of their situation with Russ is what did they do, Chilltown? They flipped the entire roster. Unless you're telling me the Phoenix Suns at the trade deadline are going to trade Bradley Beal and flip the entire half of roster, it's not going to work. They got the same players, Ron. They're not going to all of a sudden play defense.
Team looks completely different with Bradley Beal.
It does not, bro. It does not. They don't play no D.
Hold on. Just like, okay, they don't, but their offense still gets better. Everything looks better with Bradley Beal.
You're not winning without playing D, Ron. If you ain't getting no stops in this league right now, you're not winning because everybody else is scoring.
Just like you're telling me that the Memphis Grizzlies, with the return of John Moran, are going to make the playoffs. I can say the same thing about the Phoenix Suns with Bradley Beal. When Bradley Beal comes back, they look like a completely different team.
No, you can't say that. No, doesn't have that impact on winning.
Why not?
Bradley Beal doesn't have that impact on winning. He doesn't have that. If he had the impact on winning, why he ain't doing it in Washington? He doesn't have that impact on winning. John Moran has a direct impact on that team winning. That team was already a very good defensive team without John Moran. So now he brings in his impact offensively, his ability to set everybody up, put everybody in their right positions. Now what it does is it puts that team back on track. Bradley Beal, he doesn't bring any of that. He doesn't bring any of the intangibles that team needs to win. I don't know why y'all keep riding with this clown. If I'm the Phoenix Suns, if you're smart, you're doing what the Lakers did. You're flipping that dude in half the roster and getting the proper pieces you need around KD and Booker to win. You don't have defense. You don't have point of attack defense. You don't have interior defense. Bro, all last night, all Luka did is take the double team and throw it to Lively and watch Lively and Jones Jr. dunk on them dudes all night long. They had 12 dunks last night, Ron. Cut it out, bro.
Not to mention, Ron. We're talking about a dude in Bradley Beal as opposed to John Morant, who's coming off injury. John Morant ain't coming off injury. He's been playing the whole time. Bradley Beal is coming off injury, significant injury, by the way. Mars already told you, do not play around with that back injury. Don't. That's kept him out of most of the lineups. So because that's kept him out of most of the lineups, you're talking like this dude, when he comes back, he's fresh and he's ready to go. We've seen him break down. Not only we've seen him break down, we've seen him be ineffective. So because of all of that, he's not going to be the difference in what they're doing. They really miss guys like DeAndre Ayton, who was a double-double guy and a rim protector. They really miss guys like that. They really miss rotation guys. They don't have any of that right now. They can't stop anybody. And on top of not being able to stop nobody, they score in spurts. So if you're going to be a good team and if you're going to compete in the Western Conference for a playoff spot, you got to be better defensively. You got to be better offensively as a unit, not just individually, because KD is buckets, 100% he is, just like Bradley Beal is. But as a unit, you got to be buckets. And they're not. They're not. For me to think that this team could not make the playoffs is nuts, but it's also not ridiculous.
I can't believe you guys are acting like, and once again, it's obviously a big if because he's hurt. And because the significance of his injury and what injury it is. But with Bradley Beal on the court, this team is a completely different team. I can't.
Bro.
In what way, Ron? You keep saying they're completely different.
What do you
in
mean?
what way, Ron? In what way? Why are they different?
Bradley Beal takes pressure off of Kevin Durant. He takes pressure off of Devin Booker. He takes pressure. He gets other guys more open shots. He makes the offense flow better. You just said that they score in spurts. You don't score in spurts with Bradley Beal on the floor along with the other two guys. The buckets come a whole lot easier. On top of that, we're talking about Eric Gordon starting at the 2. We're talking about Grayson Allen. We're talking about other guys that basically just get playing time. Nobodies that you guys will call them. When you replace those guys with somebody like Bradley Beal, who's tried and true, who's averaged 30 before, who can easily average 20, who's still a better athlete, a better defender.
Well, he's not. Hold on. Well, he's not. He's averaging 14 and a half points this year. He's averaging a career low. He's averaging a career low of 14 and a half points this year per game with that team. And then you keep talking about Bradley Beal. I mean, you keep talking about the other role players. Well, guess what those other role players are doing? Grayson Allen for the season is one of the best three-point shooters in the world this year, outside of KD. He's shooting 45% from the three. Hold on. He's shooting. Hold on. He's shooting 45 from the three, and he's giving you over almost 13 points a game, sir. So that's one thing. Then you're talking about his other guy, Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon is shooting 40% from the three, and he's giving you 13 and a half points a game. Then you're talking about Nurkic, who's giving you a double-double. So you keep talking about, the role players, this role player, that. Bro, listen, Bradley Beal doesn't do any of the things they need to win. They don't need scoring. They don't need that. They need a point guard, a playmaker. They need interior defense and toughness. Again, they don't have that. They need a playmaker who understands how to run the show. They need a guy like that's running the point down there in Minnesota right now. They need a guy like that to run their show. That's who they need instead of Bradley Beal. And then they need bigs that can defend the paint. Did you see every single dunk that Derek Lively got last night? Did you see all the dunks Jones Jr. was getting last night? Because they have zero interior. So you keep talking about Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal does nothing for them defensively. Nothing. He does nothing for them. And when he's played, he's only averaged 14 and a half points a game this year. So he ain't coming out blistering, averaging 25 points in the games he played, this and the third. You're projecting. And then when he was with the Wizards.
I'm projecting. I'm going based off history. Come on.
No, based off history, he didn't have an impact on winning then. He never had an impact on winning. He's been losing his whole career.
If he played 20 games, how many of those games do you think he scores over 25 points?
See, that's my hold on. You keep talking about scoring and Fluent. What's up, baby? You fake ass DJ Vlad. What's up? But I'm not worried about scoring. See, that's your problem. Listen, I'm glad Fluent is back because we got some goddamn sense on here now. I'm telling y'all something, right? As Fluent, when the Lakers had Russell Westbrook, they kept saying the same thing. Oh, we're gonna wait till they get healthy. We're gonna wait till this, wait till that. Bro, it's not gonna work. You keep talking about waiting on this dude. We've seen the formula. We saw it in Brooklyn. The exact same thing with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. You're seeing the same thing again right now. They need to do what the Lakers did: unload and reshuffle the deck and get the proper guys they need on that team around those guys so they can actually play high-level defense and have a guard who actually understands how to run the show and make great decisions, bro. They don't do that.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Instead of making trades all through the mid-season, you know what I'm saying? We do hate when superstars make 100 trades in their career. So why don't they just get better? Why don't they just let coach? You know what I'm saying? Let's work on our defense. They got the pieces. They got the pieces. They just got to get.
When has Devin Booker ever been a defender?
No, hold on.
Luka Doncic was cooking. Hold on, Luka Doncic was giving them 50 last night, and not once did he jump on Luka. And I got this assignment.
Well, he's not going to stop Luka.
So why? But did he jump on Luka? Did he take the challenge?
It's no point you even saying that, Ticket. That's not. I'm not talking about Luka.
So you're ducking that smoke, right?
So what I'm saying. Never mind. Go ahead, Fluent.
That's what I thought.
It's okay. I mean, we know your comprehension skills ain't up to par. Keep reading off that phone, baby.
I ain't reading off no phone. Hey, look, I don't have no phone to read off. Hey, I don't have no phone to read off of.
Plagiarism.
Actually, in my phone, all I had was pictures in my phone. All I had was pictures in my phone. All I had was pictures in my phone of broke niggas like you. That's all I had in my phone.
Big Ox, what up? Big Ox, what I'm asking you.
Why you taking pictures of broke niggas?
Hold on, Big Ox.
I need to know why he taking pictures of broke niggas though. Like, that's crazy.
Because I had to show people who make layups like you.
The way
this unit is, go ahead,
the way that this unit is constructed, your logic is for them to just get better. Is that what I'm understanding? So we got a dude in Devin Booker. He's in year, what is he? I think he's in year 8 now. KD is in year 17. Gordon, I think he's in year 11. When you're talking about getting better, what do you mean when you say getting better, Big Ox?
I'm saying just getting better, like as far as trying new, just making some adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on certain things. That happens in the season where we start off trying one thing, and that system doesn't work for our players. And then coaches. He's like, okay, maybe we should play this person a little more. Maybe we should play him at this position. He should be our primary defender. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Chimezie Metu gets more minutes. Maybe you throw Bol out there for a couple minutes. I'm saying shake things up. Coach got to coach. Frank Vogel and Coach Fizdale, they're more than capable of shaking some things up. And I completely disagree with everybody that said that the Suns don't have a good roster. I think the Suns have a good roster. I think when you once again, I think they're still good enough to be winning games even without Bradley Beal, even with Nurkic miss a couple of games, Devin Booker miss a couple of games. But I'm pretty sure we can all be honest and say, like, when this roster is fully put together, which we haven't seen, but we've seen them with some of their players healthy. With Nurkic there, sometimes I just think the team is good enough. I don't, it's that's simple. It's simple to me. It's not like some whole drawn out thing we got to get into. I just simply think that the team is good enough that I believe they do have the personnel, and I just think sometimes you got to get, some things just got to get shaken up a little bit. That's all. It's so there's 50 games left in the season. There's 50 games. So.
That was the only point I was making. Right quick, Fluent, and then you got the floor. The only point I was making is Bradley Beal simply makes him better. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Kind of. Like you guys are beating around the reality of this. When this roster was put together, what did we say? We said they lack depth and they lack defense. Now, does that mean when they're all healthy, they can't win regular season games? Yeah, they can win regular season games because they're going to outscore some teams. But I believe Ticket was talking about in the playoffs when things slow down. When defense
not making the playoffs,
and this defense isn't. You're saying they weren't going to make the playoffs? Was that the debate? Because I can't.
Yeah, that was it. He was saying that they were not going to make the playoffs.
I said the way they're playing and the fact that they didn't get their guys on the court. I said they ain't going to make the playoffs because they ain't even playing defense now. They can't even close games and get their guys on the court now. I said we're Fluent. I said this reminds you of when the Lakers had Russ. They kept talking about when they're going to get healthy, when they're going to get guys on the court, when they're going to get chemistry. They only played 17 games and they missed the playoffs. And then they had to unload Russ the next season.
If they're all healthy because of that offense, right? Because you guys said it earlier, nobody plays defense. So because of their offensive ability with all those guys healthy, they'll win some regular season games. Will they get into the play-in? Yeah, absolutely. They have a shot. Absolutely. If they're healthy. If they don't play, then no. But I'm saying if they're all healthy, they can. However, I thought you guys were talking about in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they're going to get smoked because they don't play defense. They don't have the personnel. They don't have the depth. They actually, I disagree with you, Ox. I don't think they have a good roster to win. They have a good enough roster to win regular season games offensively. But we've seen it time and time again. We just talked about this on Deck the Halls. If you don't have a top-rated defense, you do not win, period, in the playoffs. You don't. So, yeah, can they make – I don't think they're going to make the playoffs if they're hurt. But if they're healthy, Ticket, you know this. No one's going to play defense on them, so they'll win enough. There's enough bad teams that they'll get into the play-in.
How many games you think they're playing out of the next 50 games? How many games do you think the big three going to play?
If they don't play 30, they're not in the playoffs.
Right. I know. I ain't asked you that, though. I asked you, DJ Glad, how many games do you think they're going to play?
They might play 15, 20.
Thank you. So they ain't in the playoffs then. I was right. That's what I'm talking about. But see, when I said this during the debate,
you can't possibly be right. Neither one of you can just say, "Oh, so, well, I'm right." Fluent. None of us up here can just say, "Well, I'm right."
I know what history shows us.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Like, so when you say that a team that doesn't play defense in the playoffs usually doesn't win, okay, well, that's true. But we can't say that this team isn't going to make the playoffs because we don't know. There's 50 games. We can speculate, and that's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do.
Do you agree if they're not playing? Ox, do you agree if one of those three is always hurt and they never play together, they might not win enough games to make it?
I think they're making the playoffs, regardless if Bradley Beal doesn't come back at all, they make the playoffs.
Hold on, let me be clear. For me, playoffs is top 6. Playing is 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, no, I'm talking about after the playoff, after the play-in is over, when it's just 8 teams, the Suns will be in that 8 teams. That's what I'm saying. Okay. The Suns will be one of those 8 teams.
So you think they'll make the play-in?
What was this unit?
I'm not sure how it'll work, but I think they got the personnel. I think you guys underrate. I think y'all underrate Josh Goodwin, Nazir Little, Grayson Allen. I think y'all underrate their defensive abilities. I mean, like Luka Doncic is putting 50. Luka Doncic is putting 50 on the team, especially last night. They weren't playing that well of defense, but Luka putting 50 on the team isn't gonna move.
Like,
Luka Doncic is that dope. Luka Doncic is that dope. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you putting your money? Cool. You putting your money on Phoenix's defense?
No, I'm not putting my money on their defense. I'm not saying they're one of the best defenses in the league, but they got good defense stuff. Like, I know that. I was talking about Josh Okogie and Gordon. See, y'all just
Jalen Brunson gave him 50 last week. What's the excuse?
Okay. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. I don't need to make excuses for somebody scoring a lot of points in a basketball game. But I mean, they got people. They got wings over there that have the ability to defend. They got wings over there that we've seen defend. We've seen Josh defend. We've seen Goodwin defend. We've seen Nazir Little defend. We've seen Grayson Allen defend. Like, we've seen Devin Booker defend.
Have you seen the Phoenix Suns defend as a unit?
Now that's what I said. That's what I said a minute ago, before you got on here. That's why I said, Fluent. That's what we need. We don't need to. Right. Not we. When I say we, I'm talking about like just, you know what I mean. So what they need to do isn't just get rid of the roster. They need to work their shit out. You know what I'm saying? That's how basketball works. You've been in the locker room, Fluent. You've been in film study, Fluent. You've been in film study where coaches. This is what's going on. This is not working. You need to rotate here. This is how you get better as a team. You don't in Chilltown. I'm shocked at you because you're the main one that says this. We don't need to just get rid of it. We need to get better. Like do you feel this roster as constructed? Do you feel this roster as constructed could achieve what their end goal is, which is to win a chip? I think so. Yes.
Okay,
I do.
And that's where we'll disagree then, because I think defensively they're not good enough to win a chip, and I think that's what
they're scrappy. I think they're scrappy enough though, Fluent. I think those players on the guys I mentioned, the 4 guys I mentioned specifically, I think those guys are scrappy enough to mix it up in a 7-game series. And with that being said, you know, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, they can't go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal needs to get his ass on the court. You know what I'm saying? He needs to get on the court, but he's not there now. So I'm not gonna, you know. But Bradley Beal needs to get on the court, and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker can't go to sleep. Other than that, those we work on that. Those 4 guys mixing it up. Chemezi Metu,
I disagree with yours.
Watanabe hitting threes. You know what I'm saying? These Jurkic and Eubank, you know, playing solid down low. I think they got a very good roster. I know you do.
I disagree with you. All those dudes were cast-offs. They were let go of their teams for a reason. Grayson Allen was starting with the Milwaukee Bucks. You know why he let him go? Because in the playoffs he folded like a cheap tent. That's what he did in the
They let him
NBA
go
playoffs.
because they
That's
wanted
why
to
they let
get
him go.
Damian
Hold on.
Lillard. That's why they let him go.
No,
Because they wanted to get Damian Lillard. Who was traded.
We're not
He
talking
wasn't a
about
free
Dame
agent.
Lillard.
He didn't go sign.
We're
He
not
got
talking about. Hold on.
traded.
He wasn't involved in the Dame Lillard trade. We're not talking
He
about
was
that.
involved. So
be quiet. He wasn't involved in that trade. Hold on. No. They had let him go already because that dude folded in the playoffs. Nasir Little, the Portland Trailblazers let him walk. He was on one of the worst teams in the NBA and couldn't stick. He been hurt consistently. Then talk about the other dudes.
Nasir Little.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Sorry, you're wrong.
You didn't have to do that.
Grayson,
Well, hold on. What am I wrong about?
Everything you just said. Grayson Allen and Nasir Little were in the Dame Lillard trade.
Okay, my bad. Hey, well,
you
guess
didn't have
what?
to do that, Fluent.
What did he do? Hold on. What did Grayson Allen do? Hold on. What did Grayson Allen do with the Bucks?
We all know. He was one of their besides
defender dudes.
That's what I'm saying. Besides Drew Holiday, he was
No,
out there
no,
up on the defensive end and knocked down.
Why would the Bucks? Hold on, Fluent. Why would the Bucks offer Grayson Allen though? Remember what
Because they
happened in the
wanted
playoffs.
Damian Lillard.
No. Wait, hold on. He killed in the series against Chicago and couldn't miss a shot. Remember that Chilltown? Then the very next series they played Boston, the mofo couldn't stop nobody and couldn't make a shot to save his life. He folded in that Boston Celtics series. Remember, that's why they wanted to get rid of him. Now, Nasir Little was with the Portland Trailblazers. If he was such a one of these key guys or whatever that you couldn't get rid of, why was Portland willing to let him go? Then think about this. You said Josh Okogie. What has Josh Okogie done in his entire career that made us say, "Oh man, he doing this"? He ain't showed us nothing. Josh Okogie ain't showed us nothing. Eubanks, he ain't showed us a damn thing.
He's just a scrappy guy though. Like I'm not trying to say Josh Okogie is, you know what I'm saying, like the best anything. I'm just saying he's a scrappy guy on the defensive end. He makes hustle plays. He gets after it. You know, he runs the floor. He guards. He plays good defense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say. See, that's the thing. I'm not trying to make a case for any of these guys being all-stars or all NBA. All I'm saying is that they do positive things on the defensive end. And if Frank Vogel and Coach Fizdale, if they can orchestrate a better version of what they have now, I think they can make it happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying these guys are great at anything, but Josh Okogie, what's his name, Goodwin, and Nasir Little. I love those three guys the way they play basketball, and I think like for instance with the Celtics, when the 08 Celtics, they had guys like Leon Poe and my man, y'all know my man Tony Allen, PJ Brown, Tony Allen, and James Posey.
Don't disrespect Tony Allen them like that, bro. These dudes ain't nowhere near that.
You didn't even hear what I got to say. You didn't even hear what I got to say. Don't disrespect my statement with arguing it before you heard what I said. All I'm saying is those guys were not the stars of the team, but you need guys coming off your bench to be scrappy and mix it up and be able to run the floor and play defense. That's all I'm saying. And so obviously none of these guys are Tony Allen, but they can play that role. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what if KD and Devin Booker ain't playing that role? Because they the problem.
Well, then that's gonna cut it all out. I mean, it's like I tried to tell y'all with the Clippers and stuff. It's better to just wait and see than it is for me to keep saying the same thing over and over, because then we just gonna keep doing this. Let's just watch. There's 50 more games.
All right, fellas. This is a good time right now for everybody to stop what they're doing. Just stop. Scan the QR codes at the bottom of the screen. Go to www.playerschoicemerch.com and grab yourself something nice. It's time for you to do something good for yourself. You spent the whole holiday season giving other people presents, listening to bad takes up here, getting bills and all this other stuff. Do yourself a favor and go to the merch site and grab yourself something, even if it's just a beanie, because they look amazing. But as of right now, last Saturday, we had a nice event, the Deck the Halls event. Everybody up here, excluding one person, was all involved, and you guys all came and showed up and showed out. So I wanna recap this event and hear everybody's thoughts and I guess.
You know, it's funny when I took a loss. You want to recap that, but the last time I won, you didn't come back to recap that. You're funny. You're funny ass dude, right?
The champ is here.
Remember the last time I won?
Ron,
the last time I won, and you came in here and I said, Ron, you don't want to recap this debate? Nah. We talking about something else. But today you want to recap the debate. You understand what I'm saying? When I got cheated. in that first round. So it's okay.
What
Do
Ticket,
what
I
you do,
was
Ron.
I was actually
Why
I
you
was
hate
actually
Ticket,
doing
Ron?
this
You
so we
goofy?
can expose the lies and the cheats and
I'm
all of that good
exposed those
stuff.
lying, hypocritical judges.
Yeah. See, Ticket, we actually defending what happened to you because I don't agree with it. And
You a
Chill,
lie.
you shouldn't
It's
Chill,
fact.
you shouldn't be
You
happy for that fraud victory that
you
you
orchestrated it, Ron. You orchestrated it, and I know what you
Ron,
did,
you
dog.
don't,
But
Ron,
it's
you don't
okay.
even believe that, Ron. Man,
Now,
you look like
got.
you like Don King right now. That's what you really trying to do.
I'm
It's
just
not
saying
working.
that's a bubble ring. That's a
It's not working.
Walt Disney. That's a Walt Disney
It's
victory
not.
that you got.
No,
Chill.
and Chill, real talk. I thought you did a great job, but this ain't your fault, bro. It's some stuff that happened that I don't even think you knew about, bro. But I found out about what happened, so Ron knows what it is, and I know exactly what happened. So you ain't got to worry about that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they think that type of stuff's gonna get me down, bro. Listen, I walk around here and I let them hang every single day, Chill Town. Ain't nobody on here gonna stop that. Ain't nobody on the non-players' choice gonna stop that. You understand? My thing, they gonna hang every single day long. You understand what I'm saying, dog? So it don't matter what Ron try to do. You understand what I'm saying, bro?
No.
Hey, I still I'm the man. For example, look how many times they've given you. Look how many times they've given Fluent the shaft on here, bro. When y'all actually been on here cooking dudes, bro. I don't respect them cats, man, in the comment section. I don't respect them lame ass judges they have. They need to get some transparent judges and leave the comment section out of it. Because it doesn't matter what Fluent or Chill Town says.
I disagree with you there because I think that the chat is actually, when there's 2,000 people voting, the average is way out. Because that's why I'm the people's champ. Because the chat, the smart chat, the reason we're here, the reason ESPN is here, the reason the NBA even exists is because of the chat. The people who watch, they had me winning. That's facts. The chat is the ones that know what they're talking about. Just think about this. Just think about this. When I went, this is how well I respect the chat right now. I went into that debate, and they were all go back and read. All the chat was saying, Gifted gonna cook him, Fluent getting cooked. I was like Rocky going into Russia. The crowd was cheering, Gifted, Gifted, Gifted. But what happened by the end? By the end, the chat had me winning that debate 2-1, and they were chanting Fluent, Fluent, Fluent. And they had it close. They had it close. Everybody agrees it was close. I agree too. Gifted did a great job. Gifted took a team of LeBron, AD, Steph Curry, and Kobe, and had to go Game 7 overtime to beat Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Gary Payton, and Allen Iverson. And it was because of a judge's bad call, because they lying hypocrite mystery judges. We don't even know who the hell they were. Why were they lying and cheating? Oh, let me break it down for you, make you a little bit more fluent. So in the last round that I won, and respect to Gifted, he did a good job. He's smart picking those players. In the last round that I won, one of the judges said, well, Gifted won that round because he made more points. He made more points about Kobe. He gave more examples. No, he didn't. I counted. I made 9, he made 6. So you lying. In round 2, if that's the criteria, who makes the most examples? In round 2, well, I made way more examples as to why Gary Payton was a better teammate than Steph Curry, even though Steph Curry might be the better choice. It's not about who's the better choice, it's who makes the better points. I made significantly more points and examples than him, but he didn't pick them. Because why? Because Ticket, you're right. Because that dude down there, the L host, they got an agenda. They got a narrative to push. They got people to promote. They want to cause controversy. No, we pulling back the curtain. We know what's going on, and that's it. We're not having it no more. That's why I said, let me be a judge.
Tom, we can't hear you.
Let
What
me
happened,
be
Tom?
a judge. Well, I can't bring myself back up. I can bring myself up.
Fool, what's going on up there in Canada? The
Access.
connection's kind of.
Yeah, it's wonky. Yeah.
All right, you back. I'm glad to have you back. All right.
Yeah. Oh, too bad. There's having an internet issue. So listen, give Gifted the win. Congratulations. Good for him. I actually like it. First time I ever met him. But I'm the people's champ. I'm the people's champ. And that's all that matters.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that. It's a good debate though. It's a good debate though.
So, how do you guys feel about Fluent versus Gifted?
Fluent won. Period. Bro, ain't no cockeyed dude beating Fluent, bro. Simple as that. I watched the debate, man. Bro,
by the way,
listen,
we got some words for you too.
Anytime you go against a young guy on here, you're going to lose. Because in y'all's comment section, they cater to the younger generation, bro. So anytime Chill can go against me, they all hate. So they gonna go against me anyways. The judges, the crowd, all them dudes hate me. So I really don't care about it.
You know what, Ticket? How are you guys gonna put on judges that will vote against Ticket regardless? A sturdy, low.
true.
Come on, man, make it. Come on, at least
I
pretend to be
told them
fair.
that this is the type of stuff they do, right?
Crazy.
People don't hate me regardless. It don't matter what I
Low came on and said he wasn't a judge. Low came on and said,
Low's a liar, bro. Low's a liar. Low been lying since '98. So since he was born, so we ain't worried about that. So, but anyways, though, like I said, you know, anytime you debate around here that's younger than you, you're going to go against. Anytime you go against me, crowd's gonna be in your favor. They all hate me, and I love it, baby. I love that they hate me. I love they troll because you know why? This lets you know that you're the man around here. I don't have to be here for 1 month, and every single day, the comment section gonna be about me, and that's a fact. Every day, I ain't gotta be here. I could be gone in Yugoslavia somewhere for a whole month. The whole comment's gonna be about me. Oh man, ticket this, or oh ticket that, or oh ticket that. That's when you know you're the man. That's when you know your impact is legendary. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can hate me, but I'm still gonna shine regardless.
Yo, I just want to thank Low for his services. I want to thank James B. I want to thank Henry Dearth, and I also want to thank Buddy OG. You guys' contributions to these battles, they are limitless, and I can't. That was my special Christmas present, was you guys helping us judge these battles. But Fluent though,
don't forget me and Young Africa.
Oh, I know, Ox. I know Ox was judging that AI
he
one.
He wasn't supposed to say that, Ron. He wasn't supposed to put that out there.
Ox has
that
AI
wasn't supposed to
agenda.
know, Ron.
Just hold on.
He's blowing up your spot, Ron. Is that what happened, Ron?
Now me, you, and the people upstairs got to have a conversation after this.
Is he blowing up your spot, Ron?
You messing up my
Oh,
Tuesday.
shit. I'm only
I'm only gonna say one more thing. So congratulations to Gifted. I'm happy. I'll be the people's champ. I like that more. But all I have to say is one thing. I know Ox had an AI agenda because I saw some of his posts and some of his in the chat when he's knocking AI for everything that he does. So I knew that. So the judges had it 5-1. 5-1. Come on, man.
Yeah. Actually,
you've never heard me disrespect Allen Iverson. I have never in my life disrespected Allen Iverson.
I got it right here.
Please do Fluent, because I've never disrespected.
I'm gonna read it.
And I actually was on your side with that.
I'm gonna read it.
The vote didn't say that.
You have to.
Your vote didn't say that. Can I search by who? There's so many chats in here though. It'll take me a minute. I'll find it and then I'll pull it up.
Swaying the fans. That's crazy. If you don't find it now, you can find it later. You can send it to me, and I'll expose Ox.
I did a stream that night, and I was sure to say that debate and the 80 is soft debate were two debates that I didn't like. I didn't like the topics, but I was on when you were talking about AI, it was obvious for me because AI impacted me far more than Kobe Bryant.
Well, you know who picked the topics, right?
Who?
L
Host.
Mars.
L Host. I ain't important than Mars. Mars did nothing. Mars is doing what he's doing now, just sleeping.
So most iconic NBA players, not a good topic.
Hey Luis Sanchez. I suppose you Spanish, so I talk to you in Espanol. Eres un payaso, no habla más conmigo, payaso, tú sabes. Porque eres un palomo y tú no sabes nada de mí. Eres un maldito loco, eres un marihuayo, tú sabes. Entonces, vete al diablo and todos sus familias son payasos, loco. Yeah.
I drank a beer.
Luis, ¿hablas inglés o español? Yo, I do want to say though, Fluent, from your battle, I do think that the second round you got treated unfairly.
Facts.
You got treated unfairly with the who could be the better teammate for Jokic. Now it's like from the outside looking in,
picking a top 10, top 15 player of all time. That's easy work. That's like that's why I said I picked someone. Anyone could have picked Curry. That's easy. Show your debating skills. Pick someone that most people wouldn't just say, "Oh yeah, for sure." That's easy.
You know how that goes though, Fluent. Like even though I think you won that one, there's no chance with just the basketball community. There's no chance that they can actually understand the value of Gary Payton. You know, they can't understand that.
Pick judges with no agendas. Because if I was up here, listen, I'll give you an example. If I'm the judge and it's who's the greatest point guard of all time, and you pick Magic, and Chill picks Steph. And you know I'm a Magic guy. Magic for me is the greatest point guard of all time. Magic's my favorite player of all time. Magic's the one who got me into basketball. So, but if Chill makes better points than you do, why Steph should be the greatest point guard of all time, I'm still going to give him my vote, even though I disagree with it. And I think that's the hard part that people have is voting against what they believe, right? Because it's not about what you believe; it's who made the better points.
But you can't come into the debate like that. If you're a judge, you got to listen to both sides. You can't come into the debate with your mind already made up that this guy is this. Well, if I'm already coming in like that, then there's no reason for me to even be a judge because whatever you say, Tone, is going in one ear and out the other. Whatever good points you make, I'm not listening to them because I already got my mind made up that Curry is the guy. So whatever Chill say about Curry, I'm buying.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Well, come on. When you guys debate Jordan and LeBron, you think anybody who thinks Jordan's the GOAT's voting for the LeBron guy and vice versa?
Nope.
Never. Nope. Never. That never happening.
Hey, Huncho, I know you ain't talking about me, Cabeza Grande. Yo sé que tú no hablas de mal de mí, loco. Tú sabes.
Damn.
Okay, all right. Okay, Oli de Melissa Mekati, alo to recita para español, luego para inglés, que after para el inglés. I
just called him tall head. That's all I did. I called him tall head, big head. You understand?
Huncho in there running his mouth. Don't talk about Cabeza like that. Don't let him do that. That's
Huncho got a Charleston Whitehead in here running his mouth to Shield Town every day.
Damn.
You seen what happened to Charleston in the barbershop? That's how Huncho would get it. That's how Huncho would get it. Right? Just like that. 1-2 piece.
I miss this. I gotta get holidays more often.
God. I'm telling you, B.
Hey, but Fluent, while we still have you up here, is there any agendas that you have recently come across that you need to push, or is there anything that's going on up here that you're not tolerating anymore? You need to just stop.
Oh no! I told you it's all about the judging. That's it. I got no other. Do I have another agenda? Was there another one?
I'm just talking about the regular panel and just in general.
No. Y'all just
everybody's been cool.
Yeah, everybody's cool up here. Why?
I'm just making sure,
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need a therapy session. I don't need to jump on once every 3 months to do a therapy session like other people who should be playing ball.
Okay, well, if you do, oh damn, if you that was a crazy stray. Somebody just got hit in the back of their head with a stray that was woo. But Fluent, if you do need a therapy session, though, we're always here to help you. Mars will be able to supply logic. Well, I mean, you get to see Chill every Thursday, so he probably won't provide you anything more. Ox will provide you with emotional support. Tika will just provide you with backing, and I'll let you get off anything you need to get off. So if you do need to come in, spill any of your emotions or anything that's going on in your personal life, we got you. We got you.
Well, I guess starting in the new year, I could use some help. I could use some help because in the new year, my training starts. Because I'm in the NBA draft this year. So I could use. I saw what you did for. I saw what you did for Shaq, being a pylon for him during his workout. So I could use a couple of you taller dudes to try to contest. You won't block it, but you could try to contest my shots. Just make sure I'm getting enough arc on those, so we can work that out.
Got you.
You work that out.
We're gonna meet in the middle, or you want me to come up to Toronto?
I'll be in California. Just come down.
Say no more.
You pick. I'll be in Simi Valley. Go check out Simi Valley Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And I'll be in San Francisco. Check out Marin Mazda. Shameless plug. Just tell them Fluent sent you. They know who I am. I run those businesses.
Tone, it's Mazda in America, not Mazda. What the hell is
Mazda?
that?
Oh, my bad. Yes. Marin Mazda. Go check out Marin Mazda. Tell them Fluent sent you. They'll give you a good deal. Okay, how about Simi Valley? Am I saying that right? Simi Valley?
It is.
Simi Valley. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Check it out.
Mars. Deck the halls. I asked the same thing similar with Christmas. Was there anything that stuck out to you or that you took away from it? Well, with the Deck the Halls event, what was your favorite moment or least favorite moment?
Least favorite moment is probably the part where we're having now, where we just hear the complaints about the event. Favorite moment, maybe hearing about the KD signing trade. That was funny. What else was funny? Jalen losing. That was hilarious.
Jalen lost.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
of course he lost. It's Jalen. So that was funny. But yeah, so my favorite part probably Jalen losing. And the only round he won was Steve Nash versus Derrick Rose. So he basically got a gimme round at that point. So him losing, and then my least favorite moment is this part where we hear about the flaws in the voting system. And yeah.
Why did you and Dub, why did you guys back out last minute?
It wasn't last minute. I got told Dub wasn't doing it a few weeks before. And then I got offered to do like with different people. I think it was Domo and Gifted, but I didn't want to do it. I retired from the debates because I don't like this
Nobody
part.
can beat you.
No.
So
I
Mars
guess,
going out
maybe.
like Floyd Mayweather on top. Damn.
No, not really. It's just if I win, we're gonna have this part again where people come up and talk about how the judging is flawed or the chat is biased. And then if I lose, it's gonna be, oh, see, Mars, the one time the chat isn't biased, he loses. So there's no benefit to me participating. So I've retired. So yeah, I duck Dub, I duck all matchups from now on. So I beat Ticket, I beat Chill and Fluent, and then I'm retired now. So yeah.
Well, I'm not. So that's all. Well, that was
I'm
I had
in
a
my
good time.
prime.
Yeah, that was a good time. I enjoyed that, Ron. No question. When you're going up against guys that talk basketball, you got to bring your A game. You got to know what you're talking about because you could very easily get tripped up. I knew that going up against Ticket that I had to bring what I knew. Otherwise, I would get slaughtered in there. So I was prepared for that, and I enjoyed that. That was dope. I definitely enjoyed it.
I kind of like going up against someone I didn't know because I didn't know his style at all. I didn't know what he's going to do. So because I don't know if you guys remember this. Chill remembers it. Like me and Chill, every once in a while, we'll bring up like a bunch of topics on Fluent and Chill. And like the one time I just let him go first. I go, you pick whichever one you want, and then I'll just debate the other side. And that was fun. That was fun when you're debating. If you can debate stuff that you don't even believe in just because you know basketball, like that's what we should do. We should do like a something like that where it's just like random, like you spin a wheel and it's like, all right, debate this.
And Tone and I go at it. We definitely go
just,
at it. Yes, we do.
And you just okay, you're going first. Here's the topic. So you get to pick whichever side you want, and the other person has to pick the other side. They don't know, no prepping, because I don't know if you know, there was no notes. Me and Gifted, there was no notes. We just, like we all say, and it was good. And I think it was good for that reason. So I think if we just do that where we just randomize it, and sometimes you gotta, if you're really good, if you really know basketball, you can debate against yourself. Like you don't have to necessarily believe that if you know basketball to make points for other people. I think that'd be fun. Just randomize it like that.
Yeah, I'm with Fluent on that, man. Like if you really know basketball, bro, that's how the debate should be. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, hey, we debating this or this, because anybody can go study up on something that they don't really know. But if you really know basketball, put us in the arena. That's why I always tell y'all, I love Fluent, bro. I don't care what nobody say. To me, Fluent is one of the MVPs. Him and guys like Chilltown, you need these type of dudes around, man, because them dudes, I understand them cats. Like they can think off the fly. They can do this, do that. I understand. Yeah, Mars bring what he brings to the table. Damo bring what he brings to the table. Lil Ox, I don't know what the hell he brings to the table. Except for that girl you had on that show. That girl you had on that show the other day, you can bring her back. You can bring her over here, Bob. Yeah, that girl.
I was just with her the other night. I told her about you. I'm trying.
You lit Tickets.
Hold on. What you say though? Look.
Hold on, Big Ox. What kind of words you put in for me now? Hold on, Big Ox. What did you say? Because I want to know what kind of tickets I got.
I just told her. I said my partner said he seen the champagne. Like what he's seen. He's trying to get at you. That's all.
I ain't gonna front on you. Hey, Ox, I ain't gonna front on you, dog. Hey, you got some nice little. Hey, real talk, y'all. I ain't gonna front on Ox. Ox know how to talk to them ladies. Ox ain't on them, all kind of stuff. So yeah, hey, Ox, we definitely gonna have to get that. I'm serious. Hey, Ox, I'm dead serious about that girl. I want that.
Remember,
we gonna be in Vegas next month.
Remember,
Ron. Hold on, quickly. As this show is shifting out of a family-oriented show, I'm gonna step away.
We are not going R-rated. We still PG.
We
are not going R-rated. We still PG.
I'm gonna step away and go make my kids lunch. I will be back.
It's important, Ron.
Hey, Fluent. Tell Dub I said hi. Remember, he likes the crust of his PBJs.
Yeah, it's cut through stuff.
All right.
I got you. I got you.
All right.
Ron, you messy as hell, bro.
It's just it's important, like Ticket just mentioned. It's important. I come from that era where wherever park you go to, I don't know these dudes. I don't know if they could play or not. Let's find out. They don't know if I could play or not. Let's find out. I ain't studying these dudes on the other side of town. I'm just showing up and seeing if you can rock. Well, it's the same logic when you're talking about basketball. Like if the dude run up on me and he want to talk about George Gervin versus, or not even George Gervin, he want to talk about Adrian Dantley or something like that. I need to know what I'm talking about because I've always stood on the logic. When you the heavyweight champion gets work from everybody. He does not get work from who he chooses to get work from. Anybody that run up on the dude with the belt, he got to defend the belt. Anybody and anywhere, because that's
a fact. Hey, that's a fact. And that's what I do like about that little punk Mars. I talk a lot of stuff to Mars, and I'm going to tell y'all this. I get on Mars a whole lot. And I talk stuff to Mars, but the one thing I never really truly admit that I love about Mars is that Mars, he a dude that really want to learn. He really put the time in. Like, I respect that about that dude, man. He really do put the time in and like really want to, you know what I'm saying, understand different things. So when you talk to Mars, like I know that, like, if you bring up stuff about the past, the one thing Mars don't never do is he don't never fake it. If he don't know, he says, I got to check it. But a lot of stuff he do know, a lot of stuff he have studied up on. So I respect that about Mars a lot. He don't even know that. But the only thing I hate about Mars is how he disrespect Klay Thompson. And I was told by somebody close to Klay that Klay knows who Mars is. That's the main thing I don't like about him.
Oh, okay.
Is how he disrespect Klay Thompson. I think thatArs is too disrespectful of Klay Thompson. I think he the most disrespectful person.
Word that got back to Klay?
Let's rewind that back.
Word got back to Klay?
Yeah. One of the homies told me Klay know who Mars is from videos. Yeah, somebody put videos of Mars on TikTok that went viral.
I love
talk about Klay, and I think Klay seen it on TikTok. No, hey, those guys watch. Hey, Chilltown. These guys be watching these videos, man.
I know it. I know they do. And that's why when Mars, myself, Big Ox, you, that's why when I say something, I can't just talk. I got to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. So when I talk about KD, I got to bring up facts. Fam, that's why I'm talking about you like this. When I talk about James, when I talk about Anthony Davis, I bring up the fact that you haven't had a double-digit rebound game in the last 3 games. I bring up stuff like that. I don't just I'm not just going, no, I need to know what I'm talking about because, you might run up on one of these dudes one day, Mars. You might run up on one of these dudes one day, and they might see you in the streets. And they might want to word with you. So you better know what you're talking about.
Say the same thing. He can't dribble, can't pass, can't play make, can't play defense. He's washed. Shout out to Klay Thompson, Hall of Famer. He gonna make the Hall of Fame.
That's what I'm talking about, Ron. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. This boy disrespectful, man. You're disrespectful.
It's not disrespect. Man. Someone's washed. What's wrong with being Chris Paul's washed? Am I disrespectful to Chris Paul?
Chris Paul is
I don't understand. How is he watching these shooting 39 from the 3 though, Mars?
Because that's the only thing he can do now is shoot. I never said he can't shoot. Never once said he can't shoot. If you heard me talk about
that's what he was. That's what he was.
See, and then you're just referring to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson said it a couple of days ago. People label me as just a shooter. I don't like it. I'm more than just a shooter. But here you are saying Klay Thompson's not washed because he can shoot. He can't do anything else. But here you are saying he can shoot. So guess what? You're just referring to Klay Thompson too. There you go. Hey, Klay, look for ticket. He's disrespecting you. He's saying you're a shooter. I think you should be more than that.
No. I'm saying that's what he's mainly. I'm saying that's what he's mainly. I'm saying that's what he's mainly. That's what he's mainly. Mars. Sounds like you're the hater. That's what he's mainly known for, though, Mars. His key thing is his ability.
Klay Thompson is saying it's wrong that people label him as just a shooter. So me saying he's washed is actually me saying he used to be more than just labeling him. You're saying he's not washed because he can still shoot, but he's saying he can do more than that. So if he's not doing that, he's washed. Or you think he was never.
I agree with you when you say he's not the same. The surgeries did that. The surgeries did that. As far as his. Hold on, no. But I'm still saying. Hold on. I'm still saying he still shoots. To me, overall, he still shoots the ball at an elite level. When you're shooting at 39% from the 3, that's still elite numbers.
I know. I never said he's not an elite shooter. Never said it.
Right. So, but I'm saying that to me, that's
we talking about it. But Klay Thompson has not always been just a shooter. We talking about a dude who was an elite defender at one point. He was an all-elite defender.
Why he's washed, Joe? Because he doesn't do those things anymore.
Right. He does not. He does not do that stuff anymore. He doesn't. He's not that.
So who here? So what are we disagreeing about? If he don't do the things that used to make him so great and what made him a Hall of Famer, and all he can do now is shoot, which I agree he can
No,
still
I
shoot.
thought I know.
He's one
I
of the
thought
best
his shooting.
shooters in
I
the
thought his
league.
shooting made
He still was.
him a Hall of Famer. Just like I thought Steph's shooting took him to another level. No, I'm
But
saying,
that's the
but I
thing,
know.
though,
I'm
Ticket.
saying, I
But
think
that's the
even though
thing, though,
Steph can
Ticket.
do other
That wasn't-
things,
that
his
wasn't-
shooting
it wasn't
takes
just-
him to
it
another
wasn't
level.
just
I think
like-
that's the same with Klay.
I
No, it
agree. It
wasn't
took him
just
to another level, but it's another
right, but
level
it wasn't
because of
just
the
his
other
shooting,
things
though,
he did.
Ticket. It
Now he
wasn't.
doesn't do the other thing, so now he's a shooter. That's it. All he does is shoot. That's what makes him washed. Chris Paul can still pass the ball, but he's washed because he don't play defense like he used to. He can't score like he used to. He doesn't shoot like he used to. That's why he's washed. Don't mean he can't pass anymore.
Doesn't
He
get
can still
downhill.
pass. No one
Doesn't
says he can't
defend.
pass, but he's still washed. Klay Thompson can still shoot. No one is saying Klay Thompson can't shoot. When Klay Thompson was shooting 32%,
He's gonna make
I
you
still
pay for
said
them words.
his
He's
shooting
gonna
is
make
going
you
to come
pay for
around.
those words,
He can
man.
shoot.
He's gonna make you
can't do
pay
it.
for those words. He's gonna make
How's
you pay for
he
those
gonna pay
words.
for those words?
He's gonna make
He's
for
gonna
those
start
words.
playing defense.
You're gonna
Then?
see.
He's gonna
You're
learn
gonna
to
see this
dribble.
season. You're gonna see. You're gonna see this season. He's gonna make you pay for those words, bro.
Okay. If Klay Thompson starts playing defense again and learns how to dribble and can create for himself, then yeah, I'll pay for those words. But if you think that's gonna happen, good for you. He can still shoot. I never said he can't. But if that's the only way you're gonna say he's not washed, then I disagree with you because I already acknowledged he can shoot, and I'm still calling him washed. So him being able to make threes doesn't prove anything to me because I know he can make threes. I never said he couldn't. So I don't know where to go from here. But shout out to you, Klay. 3 for 12. You already showed me. Good work, Klay.
What is washed, Bron, as the host? Bron, what is washed? What does washed mean to you?
Washed means you are merely a shell of what you were. Washed means you were good, you were great, and now you just don't got it anymore. And essentially, washed for me means you're on the verge or past the verge of needing to hang it up.
Can you give me an example of somebody that's washed in your estimation today in the game? Who is washed?
I don't want to just go with Chris Paul because that's the easy one.
Right.
I be in Northern California, so I'm gonna keep Klay out of this because I don't want him searching for me the way he's looking for Mars right now. So let's Kyle Lowry's a solid one. Who's a better one though?
Is Chris Middleton washed?
Chris Middleton, as of right now, he's looking washed. But the thing about Chris Middleton is he's coming off an injury though. So I have to give him some grace because he is looking a little better. On top of that, he's playing with Damian Lillard, so it's a whole different dynamic. I think he actually is taking a step back and letting Damian Lillard be Damian Lillard. I see somebody said Blake Griffin in the chat. I'm gonna just use that as an example. When he was playing for the Celtics, when he was playing for the Nets, that's an example of washed. But also too, what I can't say about somebody being washed, depending on the role you're in. Sometimes your minutes will get held back, or if you are playing with greater players, like for instance, Blake was on that Nets team where they had 3 superstars. He had to take a step back. Whereas just a couple years prior, he was playing for the Pistons and dragged them to the playoffs.
But there's a reason with that. There's a reason why your minutes are being held back. There's a reason why your role is being diminished because you can't do what you used to be able to do, Ron. That's the idea of being washed. So when you get a guy like Blake Griffin, who was an elite 4-man for a lot of years, now he's diminished to a rotation guy. He's not diminished to a rotation guy because it's a bunch of dudes in front of him. He's diminished because there's a bunch of dudes in front of him that are better than him. He doesn't have what he used to have. He doesn't get up like he used to. He doesn't rebound like he used to. He doesn't get up and down the floor like he used to. The things that he was great at, he's not great at those things anymore. And because of that, now his role is diminished. It's not just because, I'm on this crew and we got this guy and this guy ahead of him, so his role has been diminished. His role is being diminished because I'm not as good as I used to be.
What about a guy like let's say, for instance, like Brook Lopez, right? So some people will consider Brook washed. I think that situations like Brook, it's where you're more where you're more valuable in your washed role. You know what I'm saying? Like where I think Brook Lopez is still good, but he's not as good as he once was. He just kind of expanded his 3-point ability, his shooting ability and whatnot. I think a guy like that is better in his quote unquote washed role. Everybody has a different definition of washed. When he had to lead the team, there's one. What'd you say, Mark?
I think he's better than he was in Brooklyn, but that might just be me. But you can
I think he just does different things. I think he was better at Brooklyn. I think he's just found a different play style and a different team, and so it looks better. I'm not sure if I would consider Brook Lopez necessarily washed, but a lot of people would. So that's why I use him as an example. There's people like there's people that I know I already said it, but there's people that when you get to your role as washed is when you're finally an impact on your team. I want to think about some guys like that. I'm thinking about it. Maybe like
You can say Al Horford. It's cool. You can say Al Horford.
That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example, Mars. That is a perfect example, Mars. And I wasn't even thinking, Al. I'm happy you said that because that's a perfect example.
You can say Dominican Dirk. It's okay to say Dominican Dirk. It's cool.
But with that being, that's fine. I'm happy to say Dirk. I mean,
when you see a guy in Brook Lopez who he was never an elite rebounder. Okay, so he's never that. But on top of that, he never played with a guy defensively like Giannis. So of course that's good, but he was always a good rim protector. So to play with a guy like Giannis in terms of a rim protector, that actually helped him. Now he could shoot the long ball because Brook Lopez was a finesse big. He was always a guy who could shoot the basketball. He just extended his range. So now because the game changed, that actually helped him even more. So I never really looked at Brook Lopez like a dominant big man. When I say dominant, I mean like Lajuan or Shaq or somebody like that in terms of on the block, because his game was never like that. But the way he is today, I think his game is tailor-made for what the NBA is today. I don't think he's washed.
I thought Brook was damn near done after that Lakers stint.
Well, Magic said it.
I forgot about Lakers, Brook with Lonzo.
Well, Magic, I'm glad you brought that up, Mars, because Magic said they made a mistake letting him walk out the front door. They made a mistake letting him do that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Big Ox. The fact that you brought that up. Magic said that they made a mistake letting him walk out the front door because he would have been great for them with Anthony Davis, with James. Oh man, how much better would they have been with those two guys? And it would have lasted longer.
But chill, that kind of goes to the point that I was just making though. You can't call somebody washed because their role decreased because they started playing with a better player. For instance, Brook going and playing with Giannis. That doesn't necessarily mean he just all of a sudden became washed. He just started playing with Giannis, so his game had to change. Blake Griffin, when he went to the Nets, it's not that he just all of a sudden became worse. He started playing with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant.
No, Blake was done. Because
in Detroit, they made him play with a knee injury, and he wasn't the same after. If you remember, he dragged that team to the playoffs, played hurt in the postseason when they got swept, I think. And he hasn't been the same since then. If he just didn't play, he probably would have lasted longer, but he wasn't the same after that knee injury in Detroit. So
yeah, that was a bad scenario with Brook or with Blake.
That's why he became washed, in my opinion.
Yeah, what about K-Love in Miami?
I think K-Love's washed.
He still provides value.
I think that's the perfect example of somebody being washed right now. I think that is the tailor-made example. If we're labeling somebody washed, I would say K-Love.
Well, if you think about Kevin Love, okay, same example, Mars, with Klay Thompson. K-Love could always shoot the long ball. That was his game. He had the long ball in his game. We're in 2024. He had the long ball in his game 10 years ago. He could always shoot the long ball. But what also was Kevin Love? He was a glass cleaner. He could always rebound. Well, he don't do that as much as he used to. And the reason why he doesn't do that as much as he used to is because he breaks down. The reason why he breaks down, because he's getting old. Or not getting old, I'm sorry. He's old. So he doesn't rebound like he used to. That was a huge part of his game. And that was also a huge part of his game with him scoring, being an offensive rebounder. So when I think about when I think about a guy being washed, Kevin Love is definitely a great example of a guy being washed. And he's still serviceable. Let's understand something different, though. He's still serviceable.
Wash doesn't mean unplayable. Wash doesn't mean you can't.
I can still play, but what I used to be able to do, I don't have that no more.
Well, not Caleb before he left Cleveland. I think that's the perfect example when they had Lauri Markkanen. That was before that guy Evan Mobley, right? It was just Lauri Markkanen. What was it, Evan Mobley? No.
Evan Mobley was on that crew.
Yeah, because remember they were starting big. Remember they were starting Lauri, Evan,
Mobley,
and
Allen,
Mobley.
Allen, and Mobley.
And then Caleb used to come off the bench just sniping.
Yep.
I think that was a perfect example of a washed guy that's really serviceable in his role, coming off the bench as that stretch big. I think that version of K-Love is probably the best example of what I was.
DeAndre Jordan is washed up too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually, to be honest with you, Mars, I thought that Reggie Jackson was over, but I see what he's doing in Denver in that reduced role, how much better he is. Like his athleticism hasn't really slowed down much just in that reduced role playing behind Jamal Murray. I thought that he was over. Because what I saw last year in the playoffs, where he was almost unplayable, like he didn't get any run.
Yeah,
I
but
thought he was on
that pissed me off, Chilltown. I didn't understand that last year. I was pissed at Mike Malone. I was pissed at Mars. I was pissed at Mo or Low. I'm sorry, Low.
Me?
Because
Mars, you was roasting Reggie Jackson.
Y'all
Yes,
was,
you were.
I
y'all
still
was
think
he
he's
can't
Mars.
play.
I
He
still
can't
think he's
play.
hot.
He doesn't need to be on the clock. I was like, why? I thought.
But what are you mad at me? I don't make the rotations. What the hell?
Well, hold on, Mars. Hold on. Well,
Mars
I'm
once
not
again
even
influencing
necessarily saying
rotation
that
from the panel. That's crazy.
I'm not necessarily saying that you were wrong because he wasn't playing. Coach Malone agreed with you and agreed with Mars. I just disagreed with all three of you guys. I was like, man, put that man on the floor. Like, I like Reggie Jackson. I think Reggie is not a starting point guard. He's not a guy that you can play 33 minutes, but he is that perfect 11 to 16 minute guy that's gonna come out here and just turn shit up. Excuse my language. He's gonna just turn it up. You know what I'm saying? And remember, like how Eddie House was with the Celtics when he'd come in and just be running around. They don't have to do the same exact thing, but just an energy guy, a spark plug. You know, I like that.
Mars, what makes
He
Mars,
can't play in the playoffs. His defense is too.
That's
bad.
what I was about to ask you. What I was you actually beat me to it, Mars.
He
I was
could
going to
play
ask
12
you,
minutes though.
He'll be fine in the regular season, especially when Jamal Murray sits out because you have like another dynamic scorer. Like he's not Jamal, but he can replace some of what he does. Defensively, he's going to be unplayable in the playoffs. So that's what I'm talking about. For a team like Denver, you have no use for Reggie Jackson in the playoffs. Now he's useful for when Jamal Murray seems to inevitably miss games in the regular season. So that's why he's on the roster. But postseason, he's not. He's going to not play again. And if he does play, it's going to be like 8 minutes a game against favorable matchups. You can't exploit him on defense.
that's what I was about to say, Mars.
I
Like,
could do
wouldn't it matter? Because I'm not sure that he's completely unplayable. Because if you're talking about a Denver team that's, I don't know, let's say in the first round they end up getting the Lakers as the 2 seed, they end up getting the Lakers. He could play against them.
Until they start switch hunting LeBron on Reggie Jackson, then he's cooked.
I don't think that. And I think Mike Malone's smart enough to know that he won't allow him to get switched on to James.
You switch Jamal Murray on LeBron, he's cooked too. I mean,
right.
Yeah, but
all of them are pretty
with
much
Jamal
cooked.
Murray, at least on offense, he's providing more than Reggie Jackson does. So what's the use of having Reggie Jackson out there?
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Unless you want to give him a rest and be like, oh well, for these 8 minutes we can get Reggie Jackson, but
and he's playing against rotation guys too, Mars. Don't leave that part out. It's not like he's playing against, I don't know, and it's not like Denver is playing against the Lakers and James or are they playing against Minnesota and he's playing against Anthony Edwards and they playing the entire game. I mean, he's going to play against rotation guys and be effective against these rotation
like Gabe
guys.
Vincent.
Right, or Gabe, somebody like that.
If you have him on the floor with like Gabe Vincent D'Lo minutes.
And that's the idea.
But the only time that would really happen is Gabe Vincent and D'Lo with no LeBron is maybe about 7 minutes a game. So he's going to play less than 10 minutes a game because you're not going to have in the playoffs. You're not going to have like 15 minutes when LeBron's not out there, and most of the minutes when LeBron is out there,
that's not going to happen.
Reggie Jackson
is not going to be off the floor for 15 minutes.
So
unless the Lakers are rolling, if James is off the floor, which is
then the game's over. Yeah, and then Reggie Jackson gets 15.
Right, unless the Lakers are rolling, that's the only time
But speaking of defense and the Nuggets, though, do y'all agree that KCP should be
an all-league defender,
first team all defense?
No,
Imagine that KFC first team all defense.
There's too many people. I think he's elite, but there's too many people. Like I've been thinking about it. I'm going through the league. I'm like, this guy's all defensive caliber. This guy's all defensive caliber. And then I'm like, there's only 10 spots, and there's only I still think it's positional. So there's only 4 guard spots. There's too many guards for me to say KCP is going to make it. I think Shea has a shout to make it this year. Derek White has to make it. Caruso, I think, has to make it. You still got guys like Drew. There's like a lot of guards out in the NBA where you're like
Anthony Edwards.
There's just a lot of I don't know if he can make it. I think he's of that.
He's in the conversation. That's what I'm talking about.
He's one of the elite guard defenders in the NBA for sure. But it's just so hard to make it at this point.
How many times did he ever make it? Even when he was in like Detroit or LA? No, he's never made it. No. I think he needs to get one. KFC play. He plays too hard on the defensive end.
And he was
a good enough defender to where he should have one on his resume.
Yeah, and he was an integral part of what they were doing when he was with the Lakers as a defender. So if you think about the wing defenders and you think about the guard defenders, it's going to be it first team. I mean, I did see Caruso make first team. He only played 23 minutes a game. I did see
He's gonna make it again this year.
I did see that. So, I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous that KCP couldn't make it But remember now, we're talking about who the source is. This is from Mike Malone, so it's not like this isn't legal. This isn't legal wide. This is from his coach saying,
After he made that statement, though, Chilltown, one of the commentators did say, if you, I'm not exactly sure what the stat was, but it was, what is it? He has the best defensive rating when he's the closest person to the shooter or something. One of them stats.
Oh, I thought Russ led the league in that because Russ spoke about how he's playing elite defense this year too, and then people
Russell Westbrook.
And then people started pushing Russell Westbrook defensive team propaganda.
I think Russ's is when he's guarding you as the primary defender. I think the other one was when you're just near the shooter. So like
that's a bogus stat. Then I want to know. I'm with that. if you're just closest one to the shooter.
Plus it's Russ too on top of that, because I got a big problem with Russ never being an all-league defender. The athlete that he was, how he played, there's no way Russ should not have been an all-league defender at some point in his career. And the fact that he's never made it, I got
when was he his best defender, Chilltown? Like what
year? All of those years when he was a great athlete, because Russ is clearly slowing down in terms of his athleticism. But if you think he showed up in 2008, so he showed up in 2008. So from 2011 to 2022, that's a 10-year span. Within them 10 years, Russ should have been an all-league defender. Just off the strength of his athleticism, he should have been able to be an elite defender at some point. If Derek White can be an all-league defender, and Derek White ain't the greatest athlete. If Alex Caruso, who's not the greatest athlete, the best on-ball defender arguably in the game, Russell Westbrook, who can get up and down the floor in terms of an athlete with the best of them, get up and down the floor with the best of them, rebound with the best big men, not the best guards, the best big men. There's no way that he should not have been an all-league defender, which suggests to me that maybe Russ ain't as smart as I think.
Defense is more than athleticism.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So Chilltown, you're saying that Russ should have played better defense based on his athletic ability, or are you saying that they just should have voted him and he just didn't get the votes he deserved?
No. On his no. He didn't miss out. He underachieved as a defender. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that Russ should have been a better defender because of the athlete that he was. The fact that Russ played point guard for all of those years, and sure, you can critique Russ's game and talk about him not being that smart, but there have been guys at the lead guard spot who weren't that smart and made bonehead plays, but still were great defenders and still managed. I mean, if John Wall could be an all-league defender, Russ could too.
I don't think John Wall deserved it, but that's whole nother topic.
Or at least play at that level.
I think he most certainly deserved it, Mars.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a whole nother topic. But John Wall was for sure a better defender than Russ, for sure.
Hey, y'all see John Wall and Tyreek Evans in the gym?
I like that.
Phoenix better pick up the phone. Stop playing. Sign both.
I wouldn't be surprised. if they did.
Phoenix better call
that was
both.
Cool. I enjoyed that video, Ox. It was a nice, good old-fashioned mid-off.
John Wall still look like John Wall. I don't know what it is, Mars, because you and I just had this conversation not too long ago about John Wall being washed. But then I see him in a pickup game, and I'm thinking to myself, does he still have the goods?
Pickup games are always going to look good.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, does he have the goods? Can he still play at this level? I'm not sure. I'm
sure you could probably find a pickup game of like any player who played in the 2000s today, and they would look like they could still play in the league for 10 minutes.
Right.
I'm sure if you watch Paul Pierce play pickup, you'll be like, he could give the Pistons 10 minutes right now. I'm sure you would think that. Because
Mars, you could get the Pistons 10 minutes right now.
Yeah, but that's because I'm an elite NBA level athlete. But
there's a difference, Big Ox.
Yeah, that's the difference between me and Paul Pierce. But NBA players are gonna look elite in pickup games. Like that's just they're going to, and then the NBA setting is just different. But I think if the Suns need a point guard that badly, which a lot of people are saying they do, and I'm becoming more inclined to believe that maybe they do. Why not call John Wall? I don't think it's gonna work, but it's low risk, high reward.
It don't even got to be the Suns. I don't really care about too much about if it being the Suns. I just want to see John Wall back in the NBA for just a little bit longer. Tyreek too. I'm not sure if that's in the cards
He
for
was out.
Tyreek.
He was out for other reasons. I don't even know if he's allowed back.
Right. But somebody need to go grab John Wall just for the rest of this season.
Hey, real
For
quick,
nostalgia purposes, at least.
just to answer this right here, I did not appreciate that ass whooping one bit yesterday. Just so we clear, I did not.
Man.
I did not appreciate that ass whooping at all. My boys, that Baltimore team, I'd like to see them again. I would like to see them again, and I'd like to see them under different circumstances because I think that we better than 5 turnovers. I mean, Christian McCaffrey still rushed for over 100 yards. We didn't run the ball nearly as much as we should have. Brock Purdy getting the ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, not once, but plenty of times, blowing up our pass play. We got dominated at the line of scrimmage, and there was nothing that we could really do with them defensively. We couldn't really stop Lamar Jackson. He consistently got out of sacks, and we got our ass kicked yesterday all the way around. Do not let that score fool you. It was way worse than that. Way worse.
You know, kind of what I just want to tell you about the game.
I don't know.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it. They served, in the meat and potatoes of the game. They served y'all. They ate y'all lunch, okay? Eat it.
Ox, I can't say nothing about that, Ox. I can't. There's nothing that I can say about that. We got stomped yesterday, yo. We got stomped yesterday, and all the way around, we got stomped, and got dominated at the line of scrimmage. We got dominated at the line of scrimmage. Our defense was whack. We couldn't hold these guys. I think they scored on 6 straight possessions. 6 straight possessions they scored. That's not indicative to who the 49ers defense is. Bosa was completely taken out of the defense. He couldn't get anything going. I mean, Ron, I got to eat it 100%. We got stomped yesterday. 100. I'd like to see the Ravens again, though. I don't think they 3 touchdowns better than us. I'd like to see them again. I will.
As a Seahawks fan, I felt that Ravens wrath too. They beat us like 50-something to 3 or something like that. So, I know how that feels being on that side of the on the other side of the Ravens. But I think they undoubtedly the best football team in the NFL. But we're going to transition back to NBA. If you want to hear more about what happened in that game and what happened all across the National Football Association, you guys can tune into Open Field after this, or Press Box tomorrow, or Open Field Thursday. I promise you, that show is almost as good as this show. Almost. But y'all gonna love it. Yeah, y'all gonna love it. But as you can see at the top of the screen, we got Venmo chats, we got PayPal chats, we got chats.
James, I like talking about my 49ers getting beat as much as you like talking about your Detroit Pistons about to lose 37 straight games. How about that? How about that?
Ouch.
That's how much I like talking about my 49ers.
Damn.
So anyway, Ron, I apologize for interrupting you.
I got some cash chats right now. Some dudes that sent through some money via Cash App because they're not watching live and they can't send the chats through live. So they send it via Cash App, but you can do the same thing. Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. The links are in the chat periodically. If you see it, click on it, send something through. But I got one from Tate a Longway. He said Jaime had a masterpiece and Luka spanked his kids. Wow.
Big Ox, you said it, and the more I watch Jaime, the more I watch this kid Jaime with the Miami Heat, he just looks like a Miami Heat. He looks perfect for that unit. You brought him up over the summer when they drafted him, and I wasn't paying much attention to him because I just thought that, at the 17, 18 pick, I thought that he'd be a rotation guy who would help. I didn't think he'd have this immediate impact that he's having, and he's perfect for what they're doing. Perfect.
The thing is, you know that the Heat do it a little different. They do it their way, And so with a guy like him, a 4-year college player, and I mean, watched a lot of him play at UCLA. So that was the main reason, because he's big, he's physical, he's scrappy, but he got the skill set. And it's just for a guy to actually stay in college and do those years, not a one and done guy. They get overlooked. But Jaime Jaquez, I think he's perfect. It was the other kid too that got signed down there. What's the kid?
RJ?
He been in the league for RJ
Hampton.
RJ Hampton, yeah. Wasn't it RJ? Or was it Boss? Was it? Yeah, got it.
RJ Hampton's in Miami. RJ Hampton is in Miami.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. Even him, like those are the
type
of players.
Defense on Tyrese Maxey?
those are the type of players
RJ
in the playoffs. Like,
well, Tyrese Maxey can't self-create, so I guess he's a joke fan.
But y'all know, like in the playoffs, there's gonna be that playoff game that Miami needs to win, where those are the type of guys that got to come through and give 16, 17, you know, a surprise 22. Those are the players that I think the Heat are really good at eyeballing. They're looking for the guys that can handle the pressure and get, you know, and produce when we need you to.
I didn't know he was 6'7". I didn't know he was that big. I thought he was like a 6'4", 6'5" guy. I didn't know he was legit 6'7". I didn't know that.
You didn't used to. So Chintan, you don't really tap into college ball too much, or?
I don't. It's hard to watch college basketball, to be honest with you, Big Ox. But I'll peek my head in around March Madness because there's some guys that are going to the next level that I'll peek my head in on. But I haven't really paid a lot of attention. I did not know he was that big, though. No, I didn't.
Yeah, I liked him at UCLA.
Mars
just never really quite get over the hump.
Hearing Ox talk about RJ and Jaime and stuff, do you think teams are going to be like cautious when it comes to paying free agents who come out of Miami because they have like the Miami Heat tax? Like you see Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, they just got paid, but they don't look like they did in Miami. So do you think if like RJ has a good season, for example, or another role player on Miami, Haywood Highsmith, or whoever the case, and then they become free agents, do you think teams are going to be like, should we pay him, or is he just a product of Miami? Do you think that's going to be like a thing that people are going to be worried about at some point?
That's fair. I would be. I would be spooked. Like, no, I'm not. We're not doing that. But you know what? Let's talk a little more about Miami though. More is like, because Gabe Vincent. I'm not Gabe Vincent. I'm sorry. The twin Martin. Caleb's still over there. Right? Yeah, man. All right.
I said I like Miami this year more than I did last year.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know if that means they're going to come out the East, but I think they're a bad matchup for all the big teams in the East. Like
game and a half.
Really.
I'm worried about
Boston
on the playoffs against them.
I think they're a game and a half out the 5 spot, so they rolling right now.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs. I see the. Go ahead.
Just looking at that Miami Heat team yesterday, I'm like, without Jimmy Butler, y'all could still at least be a playing team. They got Bam Adebayo, one of the better anchors in the league. Tyler Hero would then step up scoring. Jaime Jaquez showed yesterday that he has the potential to step up. Who knows if he could do it on a long-term basis, but he filled in yesterday quite perfectly. And then just the other players that they have around there, Miami could be a 9. I don't think them being a 9 seed is crazy. I think, as a matter of fact, without Jimmy Butler, I'm watching them play yesterday, and I'm looking like, yo, this team is actually a little better than we give them credit for. And you add Jimmy on there.
Well, remember, too, I mean, it's not like Jimmy Butler plays 70, 75 games. Over the last 10 years, he's averaging 63 games a year. So this is something that's who Jimmy Butler is. You can expect Jimmy Butler to miss 15 to 20 games a season. And, I mean, last year, they were the 8th seed. The year before that, they were the number 1 seed. The year before that, I think they were the 5 seed. So with Jimmy Butler, they still are a playoff team. And Jimmy Butler doesn't have to play 75, 80 games in order for them to make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. The question is, what are they going to do when they get to the playoffs? Because we've seen what Jimmy Butler does when he gets to the playoffs, which is kind of corny sometimes because you're like, damn, yo. I mean, how much better could you be if this 28 or 26 that you're giving me, like if you did that for 2 months in the regular season, we might be a 3 seed instead of a 7 seed. So
yeah,
it's
I think
hard to
Jimmy
beat Miami 4 times in 7 games.
Yeah,
that's what I like. No matter how good or bad they are in the regular season, beating them 4 times is just difficult. And
it is, yo.
That's like the biggest thing. They're a playoff team. They're not a regular season team. I think Denver's becoming that as well. I think Denver's a playoff team, not a regular season team. I think they're just teams that are going to be very hard to beat. Like regular season teams, I think you can tell when a team's a regular season team. I don't think Miami or Denver.
Like Oklahoma City right now.
I don't want to say the team I think is a regular season team.
It's okay.
Nah,
I think Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City is just a young team, and they're a regular season team right now. I think they're a playoff team, and I think that they're going to make some noise. But I think they're a first round exit. I think next season, I think that they're going to be more of a playoff team. I don't think that they're a playoff team like that. I think that they're a regular season team right now, but in the playoffs, it's going to get tricky.
I don't think that's a bad take or a disrespect to OKC at all anyway. Like that's where they're supposed to be right now.
Mhm.
They're still growing into that playoff team. Saying that they're a first round exit is not a knock at them. Like
Yep.
they're clearly not supposed to be beating Denver 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Like them beating Denver 4 times is crazy. So
Right.
I don't think that's a knock, but they're gonna get there. Especially if their wing players keep developing.
Mars, you said you don't want to say who's a regular season team. Can I get 3 guesses? Can I bring up 3 teams, and if one of these is the teams, you could tell me, yes, this team's a regular season team.
I might lie to you, but sure, go ahead. This seems like a fun game.
All right, and I think you might not be trying to ruffle some feathers up here or something
Oh,
like
so
that.
the
but
first team you're
we'll
going to
see.
say is the Kings. So you think?
Well, they were going to be in there, but I
That's-
guess
That's what
Who's the first team?
I'm thinking the Kings. The
Who's the
saying
first team you were going to say, Ron? First team you were going to say.
first team I was going to say is actually the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
That's not the team.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Philadelphia 76ers.
Tiny bit. I think they have a regular season player, but I think they're a postseason team.
Okay.
And the third team was the Kings.
Third team, yes, indeed, the Kings.
Ding 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 ding.
A tiny bit. They're partially a regular season team to me. I was thinking the Cavs. I was thinking the Pacers. Partially the Orlando Magic. Partially the New York Knicks. And then if the Hawks make it, partially the Hawks. Those are the teams I was thinking. Like the teams that like to me are just strictly regular season teams are the Cavs and the Pacers. That I don't see.
Oh yeah.
I
I don't take that as a knock to us either. You know, because we're in the same stage of development as OKC. We're just ahead in that stage. Like there's stages to getting back, and we're just maybe one and a half steps ahead of the Thunder, but in that same stage. You know what I'm saying? So we haven't elevated ourselves out of that area yet. This is the year to see if we've done that. So I don't think we're far ahead of OKC. We got them. So I see in the chat talking about Siakam, which I brought up. Making another move like that is what finally takes us out of.
That's a power.
We're
That's
done.
a power
We're done.
move right there.
Yeah, exactly. When we start busting those type of moves, you know, then we're past all of this. So that's not a knock to me. I wouldn't be surprised if we go out, you know, game 7 again to a team like the Nuggets. You know what I mean? But if we make another move, we get out of this stage, then yeah, we're for sure. We're not contenders yet, so we're not in that category.
But Big Ox, when you're talking about going 7 games, I think that's different. You know, being in dog fights as opposed to, you know, we lose to this team getting smoked in 4 games, or you know, losing to a team in 5. I think that's a regular season team. Like the Sacramento, I just think that we're talking about a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in a long time. And then last year, you're going up against the defending champs in round 1, and you take them to 7 games, which you actually had an opportunity to end them. You had an opportunity to end them. So that's also just being young, right? So now this season, you expect to take that. You expect to take the next leap. Are you talking about getting to the Western Conference Championship or to the NBA Championship? I'm not going to go that far, but we shouldn't lose in the first round again, depending on the matchup. If we run up on Denver, okay, sure. You know, we might be in another dogfight. But if we run up on somebody like Phoenix or the Clippers in the first round, we should be able to handle them dudes.
Right. All right. I think we can go deep in the series with anybody in the West. I don't think we're getting smacked by anybody. But I don't know. We'll see.
Alex, you know how I feel about this stuff. Like I've told you this a million times. Players and teams, in order for you to grow and become basically build up a championship mentality, you got to get your ass kicked in the playoffs. Right. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody has to kick your ass in the playoffs, whether it's a player having a bad series. Right. And that's why I was saying, like, I'm going to use Tyrese Halliburton as an example. I expect him to get his ass kicked in the playoffs this year. But what I do expect it to come from it as well is him to become a better player. And so next year, when he comes up against, let's just say it's the Celtics, for instance, or the Heat, him to face them and do a whole lot better. Instead of losing in 5, now they take it to 7. So, you know, like, for instance, last year with the Kings, y'all lost in 7 to the Warriors. If y'all go up against the Nuggets this year in the second round, I still expect y'all to lose, but I expect y'all to take them to 6 or 7 too. And then next year, y'all should be able to come back and it'd be like, okay, this Kings team, they're tried, they're tested, and now they're ready to actually continue to compete.
Right.
Yeah, we have the same outlook as far as that goes. We've had that conversation as far as you believe in that players just need to get pummeled in the playoffs a couple times, like Giannis, like what happened with Giannis.
But that's the history of it, though, Big Ox. Ain't that the history of it? I mean, it's very rarely do you see guys come right out the box and get in the playoffs and they rolling. More times than not, when you get in the playoffs early, especially when you're a young guy, you're gonna get your ass kicked, and then you start to build. After that, then you start kicking ass. So,
yeah, for sure.
All right, back to the cash chats. Maradi Tenzambi. Hope I said your name right. Maradi said, "What is Luka's all-time ceiling?" And salute to the panel.
what is his?
Appreciate you for tapping in, Maradi.
Ceiling? I could see him being like a top 10 player of all time. I don't see him getting much higher than that, but top 10, I could see.
Yo, this poll is crazy.
Are you losing in the poll to OKC?
This is ridiculous. There's no way people actually believe this. There's no way people actually believe this.
They think OKC beat y'all in the first round. Yep.
They're saying, they're saying who has a better chance of making some noise in the playoffs: the Kings, OKC, Cavs, and Magic. OKC has 50% of the votes.
I don't think that's crazy.
People believe in Shea and
That's
Chat, man.
insane. That's insane.
Respect to OKC.
No, I would not
Okay.
respect OKC.
I think Luka has to. If Luka wins, and if he wins in dramatic fashion, in terms of his game, I think we could see Luka as a top 20 player at some point. But that's just, I mean, I feel like that's so far away, man. What is he, 23, 24? Why are we talking about this dude at the end of his career? Like, if Luka's career ended today, where's Luka?
In the Hall of Fame.
Is he a Hall of Famer at the 6 years?
He in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so with that being said, Mars, where is he if he quit today? Is he a top 50 player?
Is it because what he did in the Euro League, Mars?
Well, that goes into it for sure, yeah.
Okay,
is he a top 50 player all time if he quit today?
No.
No, I don't think anyone could be top 50 based on what's he in year 6?
He's in year 6 right now.
No, but I think he'd have one of the 50 best peaks of all time. But in terms of overall body of work, no. But I don't think you can name 50 people who at any moment have played better than Luka Doncic. But maybe someone can, but I'd have a hard time seeing 50 people who have played better in the 75-year history of basketball, of the NBA, than Luka.
To the dude in the chat, get your facts straight. It's 7th fastest to 10,000 points. Get your facts straight.
Yeah,
get your facts.
Dude in the chat. If you go type in the chat, come with some facts.
Get your facts straight. And just so you know, the fastest dude to 10,000 points in NBA history is James. So, not just the fastest to 10,000 points, the fastest to 20,000 points, the fastest to 30,000 points, the fastest to 35,000 points. So, get your facts straight, brother. Anyway,
I want to say about Luka. Luka, like I'm at a loss of words with Luka. It's hard for me to rank him. It's hard for me to categorize him because, like, he's doing something that I don't feel like I've really seen done before in the fashion that he does it. And so, like, I don't. It's hard right now for me to rank Luka or think what he's gonna be because obviously, you know, if he wins a ring in this next year or two, the whole narrative about Luka changes completely.
Here's the thing, though, man. Like, when you're talking about winning, Mars brings this up all the time, the winning bias, and what realm that brings you in when you actually win. How much of a difference does that make for your career? So if Luka, from everything that he did, now you want to add in a championship, right? Now you want to add in a championship. How are we talking about this dude now? People already think that he's an all-time great today. And I'm one of those people. I think Luka's fantastic. But if they were to win it, which I think that at some point within this decade, the reason why I feel like that, Big Ox, is because I think we in that decade of not one dominant team. I don't think we're going to see a Miami Heat go to the NBA Finals 4 straight times, or Golden State Warriors. I think we're going to see a different champion over the next couple of years. And I would not be surprised if the Dallas Mavericks did that at some point during this decade. That would not surprise me. So during this decade, with the parity that we have, if Luka were to end up winning an NBA championship, in addition to continuously making first team All-NBA, continuously being a starter, and continuously taking his team deep into the playoffs, what conversation would we have about him? I think it's a lot different. A lot different.
And the thing we know about Luka is in that playoff setting,
Mhm.
he's a different monster. So we know if they win a ring, it's him game after game after game, series after series after series, going ballistic. We know he's carrying. We know he's having major fourth quarters. We know he's hitting clutch shots. Hey, I'm telling you, Luka get that ring, talks are going to be a little different. And then also keep in mind, too, at this moment in time, with Luka only being
Tony back in the house.
in 4 years, the league's going to look a little different. It's probably not going to be no Curry. It's probably not going to be no James. It's probably not going to be no KD. Luka really is going to be the top dog. It's still going to be Jokic, Embiid, Giannis. But at that point, it's just chances look a whole lot better in 3 to 4 years than they do right now. So it's gonna more than likely be an easier path. He's not going to have to face the same giants. Ox is only 23. Only 23.
I'm the dominance. His dominance. What'd you say?
Ox, I just wanted you to know I voted OKC just to drive you crazy.
I would
Me
never
too.
expect you. I would never expect you to vote for us. Mars, I'm ashamed. I can't believe you would do that.
I'm joking, man.
I
Damn, I voted for the Orlando Magic with Jonathan Isaac 13 minutes.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
Oh, damn.
There was only one right answer. But not. I hear you though. I mean, the dominance is what it is. Like, there's no. We can't pretend like that's not there. But I'm just not sure. I just don't. I think the other teams will continue to get better, and I don't know. Like, are they going to continue to get better?
One thing that's moving me about this Mavs team is really Derek Lively. He's only a rookie.
That's fair.
He's only a rookie. But what were you about to say, Mars?
I just don't think there's any at best mediocre defenders who I have top 5. Now I know other people do, so I'm just talking about my personal list. I don't think there's anyone who's mediocre at best defensively who can break into a top 5 with guys like MJ, Bron, Kobe, Kareem. If you want to throw Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem, Shaq, like none of these guys are mediocre defenders. It's hard to break into a list when you're mediocre on one side of the ball. Now the exception might be Magic Johnson and Bill Russell, depends on how you view the accolades. So if that's how you want to go that way, I have a hard time thinking that Luka can become more accomplished than either one of them. So if the only way to be mediocre on one side of the ball and be top 5 is to be one of the most accomplished players in the history of the game, like Bill Russell and Magic Johnson was, then I find that hard to believe Luka can do it. Now, I think it's possible when it comes to Magic Johnson. I don't think it's possible when it comes to Bill Russell. And I know, and the person said Luka's not mediocre on defense right now. Cool. He's been in the league 6 years. He's been bad or mediocre for 5 of them. So at this point, he's been mediocre. So even if he's above average for the next 6 years, for the majority of his career, he's been mediocre across the average. So that point would still apply 12 years into his career. Now, if you think he's going to play defense now for the next 6 years, and then in year 13, continue playing defense at 33, 34, cool. I'm under the impression for the majority of Luka's career, he's going to be graded as a mediocre defender. The same way I think for the majority of Magic's career, he was a mediocre defender. Even though I think early on he was actually pretty good. I think he was just mediocre for the later years. But overall, graded out as mediocre. Same thing with Steph Curry, who I think grades out as a bad defender, even though he had a few years where he was slightly above average. But for the majority, he was below average. So he grades out over the totality as bad. And LeBron wasn't good on defense till 2008. Fine. He grades out as probably a good defender because he had about 9 years stretch in between where he was elite. So for about 6 years, and then another 3 years where he was good, and then the other years where he was average. Probably grades out as a good defender for his career, but he doesn't grade out as one of the all-time greats like a guy like Hakeem does. Shaq doesn't grade out that great, but Luka's going to grade out as a mediocre defender. I don't think he can break the top 5 of that. That's what I'm saying. Top 10, I think, is possible because Magic's in there, borderline. So Luka could do that, I think.
But are you guys aren't, because I heard you say, Ron, you asked a question about if he ends his career today. But you're not talking. You're talking about at the end of his career.
Projecting, yes, I think he
Projecting?
can.
Okay. Here's
Yes.
what's going to change. So everything Mara said is true and correct. However, in let's say 10 years, when Luka retires, in 10 years, they're going to look back at those guys that you mentioned, who were the Bill Russells and the Magic, who had weaknesses on one side of the ball or the other. And those guys are already getting diminished because of era bias and people not seeing them and not knowing them. So a guy like Luka, some of these guys that are playing now in 10, 15 years, when us old heads are gone, they're going to bump him up into that top 15, top 10 range, because they're going to start knocking those guys out just because they don't know them. They don't appreciate their game. They, whatever, because all we're seeing right now is offense, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's not, it's almost impossible to play solid defense. Heck, Steve, you got Steve Kerr. I don't know if you guys talked about this, right? Steve Kerr out here talking about, oh, they're changing the rules. They're making it impossible for players to play defense. So if that continues and all we're looking at is offense, which most people do, just think about every debate we have, every conversation you hear. What's the first thing people say? Yeah, but he averaged 20 points a game. Like, that's the first thing that pops out of their mouth. It's not, yeah, he played elite defense when there was no stats that showed it and it was really cool. No one says that, right? It's always to those stats. So I'm just saying, although it's going to be hard, I agree with you for Luka. Because this Jay right here will tell you, Kobe's at 11. Because to be in the top 10, you got to be better than Kobe. That's his moat. That's his guard at the gate to allow you into the top 10. That might not be a bad idea, is having that guy at 10 or 11, whatever, to do that. Luka's going to be in a lot of people's top 10 if he continues this offensive prowess, because no one cares. No one cares about defense as much. In 10, 15 years, again, projecting. I'm going to be dead. I won't be here to defend him.
I'm going to still be around 10, 15.
Be around? All right. That's good.
I think
Yeah, you healthy, though. You a vegan. I eat French fries just for no reason.
You're going to still be around too, Ticket.
Ticket?
Yeah, Ticket.
See, you didn't cape for Ticket so much. You didn't defended him so much. Now we starting to think you him. As a matter of fact, Fluent, are you Henry Durth? You haven't been up here. Okay. Hey,
I don't know who that is.
That's something he would say. All right, Chad. I'm just saying, there's a lot of conspiracies out here, and things are starting to make more and more sense day by day. I'm
Vlade Divac's little brother.
Oh,
but illegitimate. They don't accept me.
All
right, y'all.
Conversations about Giannis. Crazy how times change.
I got new members. We got gifted memberships. We got a lot of super chats. So as we do best, let's start from the top and let's go ahead and work through them all. Chase Takashi said to Chilltown and Ticket, Jaime Jaquez Jr. had 31 points. What do you think? What do you think this does? Or what do you think, does he have potential? What do you think? Does he have potential? Also, Chilltown Celtics cook LeBron and AD. Thoughts on Luka is MVP? Scored 50 points. Great game. Hope you had a good Christmas.
Well, that just proves that LeBron and AD aren't the best duo in the NBA. So go ahead, Joe.
I love Jaime Jaquez in Miami. If he stays in Miami, he's going to be fantastic. I'm a little nervous about him going to play somewhere else because that might screw him up. But I think he'd be great if he stayed in Miami. I already said it earlier today. The green team was better than the white team yesterday. So no matter what else you see, LeBron James, this, Anthony Davis, that, the green team was definitely better than the white team, 100%. So, and is Luka the MVP? I think Luka's got a real good case for MVP. I do think that even though his team isn't winning, and I think that we passed the days of the 5 and the 6 seeds winning the league MVP. I think that when you got teams where like Giannis and Joker and Embiid, Tatum, guys like that, where their team is winning, that's going to come back. And you're going to see that more. You're going to see that more now than you did in the past.
All right. Rambo 1996 said, I'll say it once. I'll say it again. Curry is the only superstar who doesn't get foul calls. One free throw, question mark. ...
He plays on the long ball line. How many times I got to tell y'all this? Curry does not go to the rim. Curry does not play in the mid-range as much. He does not look to get contact. He plays on the long ball line. And when you play on the long ball line, if I'm not mistaken, my man over here, Tone, what's the percentage for me getting fouled on a long ball shot, Tone?
I was about to tell you. 3-pointers 1% of the time versus 2-pointers 15% of the time.
You expect, man. The dude plays on the long ball line. So for a guy
go ahead.
So for a guy like Curry who plays on the long ball line, he actually gets to the free throw line a lot more than most, considering he plays on the long ball line. So
it's also you're saying the style of play though too, right? People get this is not right, but reputation. Refs give you calls based on reputation. So if you typically initiate contact,
right,
they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt and call a foul. Typically, Curry doesn't go into people; he goes away from people, which at his size makes sense. So they just don't give him the benefit of the doubt. Does he get fouled more than he goes to the foul line? Sure. But doesn't every superstar? Like, could you imagine they called every single foul on Shaq, on LeBron, and those guys? Like,
we'd still be watching Laker games today.
Yeah, we'd be sitting there watching a free throw shooting contest, which you don't want to see. So yeah,
I'm not hearing Warriors fans complain about officiating.
it comes from the coach.
Are you entertaining it, Mars? Are you entertaining any of that logic?
I'm not hearing that. Nah, I'm sorry.
What's your issue with the ref logic, Mars?
Because they won in 2018 because of refs, so I'm not hearing it. They've won a lot of things because of referees, so I'm not hearing anything about Warriors fans complaining about referees.
I bet you if I said that, the chat would be like, "What? What are you talking about? Huh? Terrible logic." But Mars says it in.
PC's golden child. Say anything he wants to say.
It's the accent. It's the accent.
It isn't.
I bet you if I said that, man.
Because when that happened and Houston fans were going crazy, they told Houston fans to cry more. That's what they said. And celebrate them going to the finals. That's what they did. Now they're not getting the referee treatment they want. All of a sudden the refs are out to get them. But when they were benefiting from it, it was beautiful. They were just telling other people to cry, oh, their team's the best, whatever. Now look, crying that your team not getting calls. Maybe try to defend Jokic without fouling. That's why he got 18 free throws.
Yeah, that was
made all of them. Didn't he make all of them? By the way,
every single one.
I don't know about any of that, but I know that these French fries with Himalayan salt and oregano are delicious.
I was just about to say, Tone, you just brought you.
Hey,
So
look good, bro.
hungry. Ain't nobody else up there hungry except you.
I sent you some. I sent you some.
What's happening right now?
That's for Honcho. He's always asking me for food tips. Himalayan salt, oregano, delicious.
Fluent. I will say, based on the reaction that Mars sparks from the fans and how much they love his accent and whatnot, you should talk more in your Greek accent. Maybe you probably would have won that round against Gifted. Just saying, hindsight 2020. Maybe.
But I can't. It's really weird. I can't do a Greek accent. I can speak Greek, but I cannot how my dad speaks, like when he says, Don, you need to come to the house. Like I can't do the Greek accent like speaking English. Can't do it. I can't figure out why.
If you could conjure one up or forge it,
figure it out. Yeah.
You might sway the masses
for the New Year. That's my New Year's resolution.
Okay. DSG Piccolo said the one time Jokic wasn't the worst officiated superstar, he got like 18 free throws. Crazy. Also, we all watching the Nets make history happen tonight, right?
Nah, the Pistons gonna win. The Pistons gonna win.
Mars, you said it. Mars, what it's now become, Mars, and you brought it up.
You've seen Cam Thomas say it, yeah.
And I have to agree with you, Mars. Every team that they go up against, not us. We can't be that team. Not us. Nope. So every team that they go against is going to be the team going, not us. We can't.
So they're tied. They tied the record right now, and they have to.
No, they broke it.
It's done.
I'm pretty sure if they lose tonight, they've equaled the record. I think if they lose
28 straight. If they lose tonight, that's 28 straight.
But it's tied right now.
I think it's
that's the
27
record.
straight if they lose tonight.
Garbage. Trash.
Tonight's the record-breaking game.
If they lose
They're
tonight,
tied
they
right now.
take the record.
I got Detroit winning tonight.
Brooklyn, it's just Brooklyn gonna mess this up, bro.
Yeah, Brooklyn gonna lose tonight, and then it's gonna be the downfall of their season. That's what's gonna happen. They lost to Detroit, and then they're gonna lose to everyone else.
So 26. The record was 26.
Mm-hmm.
So they tied the record tonight. If they lose, they break the record. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the thing about Detroit, I'm sorry, Detroit. Sincerely, I hate that this had to happen to you guys. But the Lions just won their division for the first time in 30 years. So, I mean, you look, you
They made a
take
deal with the
L,
devil,
you get
and the Pistons are taking the brunt of it.
You win some, you lose.
Oh, how is that possible in your city to have the worst football team of all time and the worst basketball team of all time? How is that possible?
Have you ever been to Detroit?
I've been to Detroit. My father's
Then
from
you know
Detroit.
how it's possible.
Yes.
Yo, Detroit gets so many strays up here. It's crazy. All right, super chat from Irda. Irda said, Booker is on fraud watch. Ox, Damo, chill. Stop capping for that dude. He's a loser. Before and after CP3, but before and after CP3, 3 has a losing record. Laugh my ass off. Ticket is right.
Yeah, if you say so. All right.
Do we think is Booker on fraud watch? Like seriously?
Depends on what you thought of Booker before.
Right. If you have him as a superstar, he's a fraud. If you have him as a star player,
When you're the best player in the league at your position, I'd like to think that you're at superstar level. I'd like to think that.
Yeah, no, if the position's weak.
The two guard is not weak.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if the position's weak and you the best.
Sure.
Are you sure? Is the two guard not weak?
I don't think
It's
so.
better. It's better than it was 6-7 years ago.
The two guard might be the weakest position in the history of the NBA.
Now?
In the history.
I'm talking about, so it might be the weakest?
It might be the weakest.
No. Jordan?
It's really
Brian?
top heavy. It's really top heavy.
Jordan, Kobe, right? It starts to drop off. If you center is clearly
Yeah, respect Dwayne Wade. Respect Dwayne Wade. But
Right.
sure.
Don't get me wrong. The toughest one to crack, I think, is the 5. I think the toughest top 5 to crack is the 5. The 2 guard, on the other hand, Jordan, Bryant, Wade, Drex, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen.
See, at 5 it drops. At 5, there's a significant drop off.
Yeah, it's between that and power forward for like the week.
Yeah, power forward might be the other one, but that's because there's so many guys that are
power forward is weak.
center power
Oh,
forwards.
yeah, I disagree.
Yeah, but that's
with
because
power forward.
you. Yeah, well, point guard top 5. I'm not about to start pushing point guard.
It's a debate. It's a debate. But you think the shooting guard position right now is strong?
I don't think it's weak as you say it is. I think Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, who are the other 2 guards in the league? That Donovan Mitchell.
But chill, the fact that you had to say that.
I'm thinking about the other 2 guards. I thought Jaylen Brown was a 2 guard. I always thought Jaylen Brown was a 2 guard.
He is a 2 guard.
Right.
Well,
so Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler got moved to the 3. He used to be a 2.
The 2 guards kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie.
Jaylen Brown's too little to be the best player on a championship team. We've already established that.
Yeah.
He's still a top 5.
It's
top 3,
kind of,
really.
but it's better than it was a few years ago. That's what. Back
What,
then it was
is
just James Harden and no one else.
shooting guard or not?
I think he is, but he plays the point.
Who?
Shea.
SGA.
I consider him the 2.
He was a lead guard coming into the game.
He's see, that's the thing. Technically, those guys are point guards.
Yeah, he was a lead guard coming into the game.
Well, technically, Devin Booker's a point guard this year.
Is he listed as point guard?
I think he plays the 1. There's a difference between being a 1 and playing a 1. He plays the lead guard. Devin Booker is not a lead guard. Him and Bradley Beal play the same position.
Yeah.
Most 2 guards who can play make now just get moved to the 1. That's the problem. You're not going to have pure scoring guards very often. And if you are, they're probably not as good as the guards who can score and facilitate. And the guards who can score and facilitate play the 1. So that's what's going to water down the position, because most elite guards are going to be the ones because they can do both. Whereas the shooting guard's going to end up being like Luke Kennard.
Well, either way, though, Devin Booker's the best.
Luke Kennard. That should tell you something. FYI, because I see people in the chat. I'm just playing. I love Detroit. I'll be there for the NFL draft. I love y'all. I love Detroit. It's a great place to visit. Don't shoot me.
That makes one of us. Boog sent through a super chat and said Monty got fired because they got blown out in the playoffs by like 50. But yeah, blame KD. Stop. He lost the team. Simple. Quabe with another super chat directed towards me. He said, Ron, Bill wouldn't have changed what Luka did to them last night. They couldn't guard that man to save their lives.
Nobody could guard Luka, though. I mean, of the teams that you've seen Luka go up against, who have you seen slow him down? Take slow down out. Who have you seen stop him? Like I seen KD get neutralized. I have yet to see Luka get neutralized.
Depends how you view the word neutralized. Someone
Neutralizing somebody is throwing them off rhythm, making them shoot a worse percentage than they normally shoot. And when I say worse, I don't mean just worse. I mean significantly worse. Like what KD was doing against Brooklyn, where he was 9 for 28 and he was 5 for 20. That's significantly worse than what he was doing. So when you're talking about a guy in Luka, how do you keep him? I haven't seen a team keep him off the backboard. I haven't seen a team slow him down from distributing. I haven't seen a team slow him down like that from scoring. And when he was scorching Kawhi Leonard, this is Kawhi Leonard, who was an all-league defender at this point. I ain't talking about this season. I'm talking about years ago. This is Kawhi Leonard and not just Kawhi Leonard, I'm talking about Paul George too, when he was one of the best, when he was one of the best defenders in the league. So when I think about that, I'm thinking about slowing this dude down like that. Who have I seen slow him down like that? I mean, I like to think Andrew Wiggins did as good a job as he could possibly do against them.
I think they slowed him down. Well, I think Golden State slowed him down. That's where I would go. But
yeah, I think Andrew Wiggins did as good a job as he could against him. Of all the guys that and even then, Mars, I think Luka shot 50% when Andrew Wiggins was covering him.
I remember I did some research on that.
Right.
I can't remember what it was. I do remember going through every time Andrew Wiggins was matched up with him. I genuinely can't remember. I don't think I have it anymore. But I do think the Warriors did slow him down. That's like the only like playoff situation. Like there's probably some regular season games. I remember last year the Lakers slowed him down with Jared Vanderbilt. I remember that.
I do remember that too. I do.
But
yes,
postseason wise, I think Golden State's the only place I would go. But yeah.
YSN Money said, "Happy holidays to the GOATs. What's everybody's favorite Christmas performance of all time?"
I watched Bernard King put 60 on the Nets in 1984. That was fantastic.
Steph Curry 2017. When he had his hands in his hands when Kyrie hit that shot on the Warriors. That's my favorite performance.
Fluent Ox, favorite Christmas performance? Y'all got one?
No, I don't got one.
And every time the Lakers win.
Every time the Lakers lose.
I'll just be the first to it.
We should have had a Christmas game this year. That's called
maybe next year. Beat the
When last time y'all been on Christmas, Big Ox?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
It's been a long time.
Keeping it lit in Luka's performance last night might actually top the list for me. For me. I mean, 50 and 15 is
that's pretty impressive. Yeah, it is.
That was insane. I mean, when I think about it though, like Luka, we knew Luka eventually was going to have some big Christmas games. But for guys like I was talking about Jaime Jaquez and then even Grayson Allen, even though they lost, so I mean, I don't know how much it's going to mean at the end. But to have performances like that on Christmas, though, that's got to mean a lot. Like for Jaime, specifically Jaime Jaquez, though, like, you know, without Jimmy there, then you pull that out. I like that.
I like Rick Barry in 1966 dropping 50 on Oscar. That's
shout out Rick Barry.
50 and 15 is insane.
That's nuts, Big Ox. Hold that. Take that with you. Yeah, you straight.
Luka put 50 on you, and it seemed like it was more like 25. And
no, it actually seemed like it was more like 70 or 80.
Yeah, you're right. But he just does it so nonchalantly. Like, I don't know. Luka's different. I can't, like how I said, I can't quite wrap my hands around what exactly it is. I'm trying to figure out the type of force that Luka is.
You know what it is, Ron?
Luka
probably got the best. Definitely top 3. He got the top 3. This shit is easy faces. You know what I'm saying? He got that look when he just look at you and just be like, this shit, just shaking his head, smiling. It's just like, bro, he just playing with y'all. He not even trying.
I could see Luka
He
getting
just-
beat up at the park. I could see that.
Nah, I'm stolen on. I'm talking
I
about
could
packed out at the
I
park.
could definitely see Luka getting beat up
Oh.
at the park. 100%.
He don't respect you at all.
Yeah,
He's
I could
like,
see
bro,
Luka
y'all not
getting beat up
even
at the
here for
park.
real. He just
Yeah.
looking around, smiling. He
Mhm.
got Luka. Damn that. Not top
Hey,
10. Luka got the best. This shit is easy face I
Yeah.
ever seen in my life, bro. I'll be feeling disrespected. Like he looking at me through the TV. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm not even guarding you.
I could
Hey,
definitely
Ox,
see Luka
winking
getting
at
beat
your
up.
girl, pointing at
Oh.
your mom in the stands.
Might as well.
Yes. I could definitely
Might
see
as
that.
well.
I'm
The way
your
he
mom's
be acting,
favorite
I'm
baller.
like, bro, what's Hey, Ron, he looked like the one. He looked like the one that's really gonna hit you with something, step back, pow, and then be like, hey, your mama calling you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go in the house. Go in the house. Your mama calling you.
Talking about, the street lights is on
The
now.
street lights gonna come on in 5 seconds. You better get on. For real. Luka really looked like he telling you shit like that on the court. I'm just looking at somebody guard him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody get him. Ain't no what y'all doing? Y'all not, but they're playing defense. I'm like, bro, somebody guard him.
Yeah,
I know.
it's wild.
I'll be feeling bad, bro. Like, man, I'm better you than me.
Big 41 shot through a super chat and said, including defense, that was Luka's best game of his career. Jokic won MVP with no co-star, finishing 6th in the West, but Luka ranked 5th in rankings, having no Kyrie. Luis Sanchez said, can we talk ball instead of ticket sensitivity? I guess not. Ja Rule voice.
Ja Rule voice.
Ja Rule voice. I don't get it.
Shit.
You mean someone doing a bad impersonation of DMX? Is that what you mean by Ja Rule voice?
Mm.
Mm.
I'm gonna just go to the next super chat. From
Hey.
Ace 30.
Yeah, made it back in time.
Ace 30 said Fluent's misinformed as usual. Judges
As-
didn't have an agenda. Great debate card. I agree with Ox, Chill, and Ticket. Topics weren't a great set of topics.
So he's blaming you for a bad debate.
Me?
Big Ox think we need to step our game up.
We're great.
I don't think it's. I think you guys had a cap. I think Ron did y'all a disservice, and had y'all arguing is AD soft or not? Like you disrespecting two Titans. Let these brothers battle
Chill.
it out. Give them
Chill.
something they got to think about.
Chill.
Soft or
Chill.
not? That's easy. That's
Chill.
not even a debate. Yes.
How many times did I tell
Crazy
you guys in the
topic.
chat that and the LeBron topic were not good topics? I told you
You
guys.
did not want to do James and Jordan. You did not want to do that.
And I didn't want to do the AD is soft. I wanted to do the is AD elite.
So why'd you do it? Put your foot down.
Ticket sent through a bunch of voice memos and said, if you guys do it, the debate's off. So are we?
He just talking shit. He was bluffing.
Would you guys rather?
Yo,
There be
you're
a debate?
Ron. If you're running it, you just tell them.
Shut your damn mouth.
That's it, and you move on.
Ron, how you gonna let Ticket bluff you? You think he's gonna come up here and drop out of a debate against Chilltown? He can't do that. You can't do that.
I'll say he was running.
Come on, Ron.
Him and Chilltown
You
both
put your foot down.
Him and Chilltown both expressed their strong passion of debating these topics. And I'm just
I
like,
just didn't think that.
You want again?
I did not. I did not want to do James and Jordan. No, I did
Is
not.
AD
But
soft?
I did have a problem. I had a huge problem with that.
Isn't James and
they
Jordan
were not soft.
tired? Like, really? Isn't it tired?
that's what I tried to tell Ticket.
That's my
But-
New Year's resolution. I will no longer do any James versus Jordan stuff. I'm done. I can't. I'm tired.
Yeah, bro. You should have called his bluff, Ron. He was bluffing. Ain't no way Ticket drops out of a debate that you guys have already publicized against Chilltown. He can't do that and save face. You just no way you could do that.
That's what the fellows wanted to do. I told them they weren't good topics, but they wanted to do it. But hey, at the end of the day, it turned out
You
to be
keep
a good
saying
battle.
that, and Chilltown standing right here saying he ain't want it.
Yes, he did. Chilltown wanted to debate that it's AD soft. Matter of fact, Chilltown brought that to the table.
I brought that to the table because I'm over that. Yeah, I'm
So-
over that. The James Jordan thing. I was cool on that. We didn't have to do that.
This
But-
week on Fluent and Chill, James versus Jordan.
Yeah. Whatever.
I came up with the last topic that is the NBA's best trade in history, and I apologize if it negatively affected anybody.
And you let someone ramble on for 10 minutes about something that wasn't a trade.
That was hilarious.
Hey,
I read the comments and I had to go back and watch that because I didn't. You know, I was sick, so I went and slept. And then when I woke up, I saw the comments. Like, I gotta go back and see what happened.
That was cool.
That was great. That was must see TV.
hey, James B. You know what debate I do want to see is Detroit Pistons. Are they the worst team in NBA history? That debate I do want to see that debate. How about that?
But hold on, but guys, why don't you remember? Remember we did our power rankings, and you all knocked me when I said Detroit would be dead last. Like they'd be like,
You definitely said that.
30.
Yes, you did.
And
I thought
what
they
did
were going to be better.
What did I tell you? I told you when Monty Williams come out and says, "Hey, it's going to get worse before it gets better."
You did say that.
I told you they're going to do this to just focus on next year, not this year. He told you. I didn't tell you. He told you. No one listened though.
Wait, Fluent, because we got you up here. You were the topic of many discussions about the power rankings. By the way, we will be doing our power rankings on the January 1st show, so y'all stay tuned for that. The New Year's ranking and the new month ranking. But Fluent, you were it was some rankings that you did that people didn't agree with. So we're actually just going to go through your rankings and see how you did.
That was at the time. That was at the time. And remember, power rankings change by week to week.
Okay, you want to do your preseason ranking, or do you want to do your ranking of last month?
Man, you can pick whatever you want. You pick whatever you want.
All right. Well, let's go preseason. Let's see how fluent really was before the preseason. At 1, you had the Denver Nuggets. Oh shit, Fluent. But everybody was high on this team.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair,
still a lot of time left. Still a lot.
Yeah.
At the time, they were the number one. They're the defending champs. Yeah.
Oh no! I'm not talking about the Nuggets. I still think that that's a good pick at number 1.
Okay.
I don't think
Let me pull up my list too, so I see where you're going.
At 2,
Yes.
you had the Suns, but everybody had the Suns high.
Yeah.
Oh no! At 2, you had the Bucks. Oh no! I'm looking at Jalen's. At 2, you had the Suns. At 3, you had the Lakers.
Oh, this is my current one. Oh, okay. Because my current one, my current one, I have Minnesota and Boston 1, 2. But anyways, go ahead. Keep going.
At 4, you had the Celtics. 5, the Bucks. 6, you had the Cavs. 7, you had the Thunder. This is the one right here. I will give you that one. You had the Thunder ranked the highest.
Told you.
I gotta give you flowers on that.
Yeah.
I give you flowers on that one.
I know where you're going. You're gonna get to the team that has the only team in NBA history that's never played on Christmas Day. Go ahead.
8, you had the Warriors, which I can't knock you about that. I think the Warriors are lower than on this list. They were number 7 on our preseason list. So everybody missed on the Warriors. 9, you had the Indiana Pacers. You were the highest on the Indiana Pacers.
Thank you.
And for a second, they lived up to that. They've kind of recently taken some.
I'll be back.
Oh, by the way, Tyrese Halliburton, 29-14 last week. Put some respect on his name. But
going to get cooked tonight, but carry.
Who they play tonight?
Who do you think?
It's probably Houston.
Getting cooked. Yeah, getting cooked.
This. Hey, Mars, I hate that we got to be enemies for a night, but that's what it is. Be expecting to receive text messages from me all throughout the game, even voice memos possibly. But continuing on Fluent's list, at 10, you had the Sixers. 11, the Kings. 12, the Pelicans.
Hold on, hear that, Ox? 11, the Kings.
That's solid.
Yeah, see?
Think we should have been ahead of Indiana, but I mean, that's solid though.
It changes, but that was preseason. Go ahead, keep going.
11, the Kings. 12, the Pelicans. 13, the Miami Heat.
Oh, okay.
At 14, who'd you have at 14? Oh, the Brooklyn Nets. All right.
Preseason.
Not too bad. And I will say a couple other teams. You had the Mavericks at 18, but they were 20th.
They did surprise.
No. They surprised everybody. You actually were the highest. Well, no, Jalen was the highest on the Mavs. Jalen had him at 13th, but everybody had him. They ranked 20th on our list, the Mavericks.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So they've exceeded everybody's expectations.
Right.
You had the Hawks at 23. You were the lowest on the Hawks, and at this point, the most correct on the Hawks.
Thank you.
And you were the lowest on the Knicks at 17. You and Mars. All right, well, yeah, that's that. Oh, and you had the Clippers at 19. You had you were the lowest on the Clippers and the lowest on the Grizzlies.
No, don't worry. The Braves will fall down again.
Buffalo.
I believe I did. I don't know if I sent you that list. I believe I did have Detroit at 35th.
Oh, damn. Couple G League teams.
I believe a couple WNBA teams, a couple G League teams. Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
Trying to tell y'all, the Aces will put it on them.
The Aces would.
Trying to tell you.
The Aces would.
Jalen Duran don't want to
The
get
Nets-
down low with John Quayle.
I'm not the Nets. I was about to say the Liberty too. John Quayle. All right, man. They don't want to hear it. I'm gonna stop you for the chat. Gets back in my DM. They really hate it when I do
The
this.
Pistons would stomp Las Vegas. I don't think they would.
I wish I could line this up. I wish I had the power in the basketball community to line this up during the summertime. I'll put the best six from the best six from the Liberty. Just so it's not a whole all-star team, just two teams. Let me combine the Liberty and the Aces.
Why do you
guarantee?
Why do you combine? Because when you and I had this discussion, I told you the whoever wins the best high school boys team, men's team in the U.S. will beat the WNBA champs.
I disagree strongly.
Period.
But the best high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the best high school team in the nation.
Yes, I'm Montverde or something.
Okay, that's fine.
That wasn't not beating them.
That wasn't the conversation that I've been having with people. Most people are saying that an average varsity boys team will beat the WNBA champs, and that's just dumb to me. Like that's dumb. That's not true.
My conversation with you was the best high school boys team will beat the best WNBA team, and this is why we need to stop.
I'm still not going to consider that either. Fluent.
Can't compare.
I don't think Montverde beats them. I really don't.
Nah, these are seven. If we're talking about 17, 18-year-old boys, we're talking about grown women. I'm going with the WNBA.
My senior year in high school, Mars, the UConn women's basketball team went undefeated. My senior year in high school, we finished number 2 in the country. We would have beat them by 50.
Thank you.
We would have destroyed them.
Thank you.
I ain't saying we would have beat them. We would have destroyed them.
And I love the WNBA.
That's your opinion, Chilton.
I love you.
That's cool.
Ox, I'm telling you.
That was also before the WNBA existed. So
it was 5 years before the 6.
If I may, Ox, guys like you that make it hard for the WNBA, because I love the WNBA. I appreciate the WNBA. Hold on, I'll tell you why. I enjoy watching the WNBA for what it is. But when you try to compare it to the men's game, that is where you lose the majority of people, because we know there is no comparison, nor should there be. No, that's fine. I don't say that these women are better than them. I'm just saying there's certain teams that are bad, and I'm like, yo, the girls will beat y'all. That's more so to my point. The point is that y'all need to get yours together, because these women shouldn't be able to get with you. Let me tell you.
And that's my thing. So when you say that way, Fluent, it makes it seem like I'm comparing WNBA basketball, saying that these, like, the All-Stars will beat the All-Stars, and I've never made that. I said was that some teams are that bad in the NBA that I think if you play the Aces, they might get with y'all. And I'm still not going to concede that some high school boys are beaten, because no. And then a lot of people in the chat, like yesterday, I guarantee most of y'all don't really believe that. Y'all just can't. Y'all got to save face. Like, we know that these WNBA players are like that. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of them ain't never been on the court. You ain't never been on the court with them.
They don't know.
I remember. Listen, I remember when a certain NFL team that just won their division, the Detroit Lions, went 0-16, and people were saying, "Man, they would lose to a college team.
They would destroy Alabama."
No, they wouldn't. It would destroy.
I don't agree with that. That's different. That's football. If we're talking about football. But we're not talking about football. I'm talking about basketball, and they don't let you just grab each other and beat each other up no more.
That 0-16 team, that 0-16 team with Megatron and Matt Stafford, they would have beat Alabama by 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's football though. That's different. That's a completely different sport. Like now we doing the apples and oranges thing, and that's like this is basketball. And some do, and it's a lot of dudes.
Are the Pistons beating the Aces?
I'm pretty sure that would, yeah. But I would I still want to see the game though. Like,
I'm gonna come on record. The Pistons are spanking Aces. When I say that, I'm trolling. even most college teams, I don't have them beating the Aces. D1 at least. But with the high school Morvert team, I think the Aces can get them. And if not, it will be. I don't got them stomping them. I think it'll be a close game. I'm telling you, these girls. Not only are they a little bigger than you think they are, they're a lot stronger than you think they are, and they're just more athletic and better than you guys give them credit for. They're savvy.
No,
they
I've-
know how to play basketball.
That,
Man, they don't have you little boys
that
running the
Houston
circle.
Comet team with Tina Thompson and Lisa Leslie and Teresa and Cheryl Swoops, we would have smoked them.
Oh,
We would have smoked them.
yeah.
I'm telling you,
My
like,
senior year in high school.
At 17 years old,
I'm-
at 17 years old,
No,
you telling
actually
me
at 18. I'm telling you right now, we had 8 dudes on my team play Division I basketball. We
that's
would
fine.
have smoked them.
Chill. That's fine. What you're talking about is just like most of us up here played for high school teams that were superior to most high
Right.
school teams. We all played on teams that were state champ runner ups. I'm not talking about all these teams. Those teams could run with most WNBA teams, and I still got most WNBA teams beating most state champs.
Right.
But there are those certain teams. But then when I got people that me and my DMs really upset because I posted conversations about this, and they're really upset. Like this 12, I know a 12-year-old boy that clean and jerks more than this. I'm like, shut up. Like y'all just act like women aren't strong or something.
No,
like, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to everybody. I'm more so talking to the chat. I come up here for the chat. I'm talking to the chat. Y'all act like y'all never been on the court with professional basketball players. If you've never been on the court with Division One, I'm not talking to y'all because I'm sure y'all have. But I've been in full workouts all summer with Division One girls basketball players when I was 16, 17, and they could hang with everything we were doing. I've been grown on the court with other grown women that play pro, and they are really nasty. Like these women play basketball.
Let me ask you a question. WNBA team versus, let's say, like a D2 college. What do you think?
It's ugly for that D2 team.
Really? Really? Because 87.
It's ugly for that.
Because 87% of the time, the D2 team against WNBA, because they practice against each other, wins.
Okay, and 87% of the time.
13% of the time they do.
13. Bad math.
13. I said that. 13.
That team's more than like
9 out of 10
Aces.
times.
We're talking about the Aces.
Okay, so but what about a 1 out of 10 times they win?
We're talking about the Aces. We're not talking about the Atlanta Dream. We're not talking about just the Dallas Wings. We're talking about the Aces. We're talking about
the W. We're talking about the back-to-back WNBA champion.
We're talking about the best of the best. And if we're talking about them playing against any high school team or D2 teams, don't let Candace get healthy. Oh, come on.
Well, this is what I don't want, though, Ox. What I don't want this to turn into, a conversation about women being inferior in that sense. Because, Kelsey Plum is super nice. I love Asia Wilson. She is fantastic, right? I don't want this to turn into that. Right? I don't want this to turn into that because these women are ballers.
Yes, we all agree on that.
I do not want this to turn into that conversation where, these women can't play. No, I do not want this to turn into that conversation. It's just a different level of physicality when you're talking about going up against men. It's just different. That's all.
I understand. We've had this conversation. We've had this conversation before, and I understand that. I'm not even saying that. That's the reason why my conversation about these high school boys is not the same thing, because these high school boys, and most of them are not like 23, 24, 25-year-old men. I'm talking about 17 and 18-year-old boys against grown-ass 27, 28, 30-year-old women that are actually stronger than most people that have only seen these women on TV. Don't understand how physical Asia Wilson is playing on the block. They don't understand how strong Jonquel Jones is when she drops her hips into you on a drop step. That's all I'm saying. And these young men, most of these damn, my bad. Most of these young men don't understand that, and they just think, "Oh, I'm stronger than her. She's a girl." Okay, there's a difference between being able to be in the weight room and outlift her, but on that basketball court when she drops her shoulder and there's nothing. She's a peak athlete. That's all I'm saying. Now, when I say things like, "Oh, this WNBA team will beat Detroit," I'm more so just trying to tell you how bad I think Detroit is. I was serious. I was serious when I said last year about the last year's Spurs team before they got Wemby. I was serious when I said I think the Aces could run with them. But
That's just that. That's just that. Those are just what I'm saying. And I'm not saying, oh, if you're not a basketball player, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you have never been in a full workout, I'm talking about summertime workout, development work, playing, then scrimmaging at the end. If you haven't been in one of those full workouts with Division I women players or professional women players, please don't tell me how strong these women are, because my chin has felt it. I know how strong these women really are.
I went to see, a lot of people don't know this. I don't talk about things like this too often. I went to school with Courtney Vandersloot. Like, we went to the same high school.
Oh, you know her?
I went to school with Lindsay Moore. She played. She's won championships with with Minnesota, the Monarchs, or not the Monarchs. The
Lynx.
What is it? Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx.
See, I watched the WNBA. I know what I'm talking about.
I went to school with them. I played with them. I've seen them up close and personal. I know what it looks like in like face to face, and I've played against Jamal Crawford, Isaiah Thomas, all of these guys, everybody from Seattle that you could think of. I played with them. DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine, the whole list goes on. I know what it's like to play against them, and it's nothing sweet. It's nothing sweet at all. It's not a regular average run at LA Fitness. You go into that thinking it's going to be that. As Chill would say, you're going to get your lunch ate by a girl, and you're going to go home and be humbled.
But see, I agree with you, and I've been down that road too. And again, I love and respect their game, but I'm telling you, I've seen it where, it comes out and it starts out that way. And then once you catch that first elbow in the chin like Ox did, your mentality changes, and then the game changes.
Oh, shit.
And then the game changes. That's all I'm saying.
These chicks are serious. All right,
this version of basketball evens it up a little bit more, and that's the main thing I've been saying. This version of basketball makes it to where you can't. What you gonna do with Jewel Lloyd on the wing? I mean, you can't grab her, you can't bump her. She can do everything you can do. So that's all I'm saying. Now in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? No, that's different. But it's not that big a deal. I'll still stand on my point. I'm 100% believing that it's a little more close than we give these ladies credit for. And I hope I'm not hurting the WNBA brand, because I go to WNBA games as much as possible. I love the WNBA.
I think you're hurting it with the masses. Like, you're not hurting it with people who know basketball, but you might be hurting it with people like a casual fan who's be like, there ain't no chance that they don't understand. That's where I think it might be hurting it, because if you compare the two, it's always going to lose. It's always going to lose if you try to go ahead equally, like WNBA to NBA. That's always a loss. So that's why they appreciate it for what it is, because it's a beautiful game. They're incredible athletes. They're skilled. There's so many good things about it. Just appreciate it for what it is. Don't compare it. For me.
I'm not. Just my last point is, I'm not trying to compare the NBA to the WNBA as far as who's better, like, against each other. I know who wins those games. I like the WNBA more than
Steph Curry. This person's as good a shooter as Steph Curry. No, she's not.
Right. No, I like watching the WNBA more than the NBA.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
On top of that, like, if me saying that makes it where, I'm not going to watch this because Ox thinks they're better, well, then you weren't going to watch anyway. So if that's all it takes for you to not watch the WNBA, then you had no intention on supporting.
And if that's the case, grow up. Grow up. I'm not gonna watch it because Ox overhypes it. I mean, that's the reason why I don't watch the Rockets, because of certain things like that. But don't be like,
that's why I hate the Kings, because Ox likes them.
Hey, Fluent, can we talk about the Raptors right quick?
Yeah, sure. What's up with the Raptors?
How are you feeling about them right now? Honest opinion.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to share this or not, but fuck it. I just say what I want anyways. It's not that it's a surprise that Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby are both on the trade block, and and one of them is going to get moved. What I didn't know was to what extent they hate each other. So apparently, OG Anunoby's dad passed away, and one of the only Raptor player who was not at the funeral was Pascal Siakam, and in fact, he was telling other people not to go. Like, they got personal beef, which again, does it translate onto the court or not? I don't know. But one of them's going to be gone, and I think it's going to be to the betterment of the team. But I told you this before. I didn't like the coach. I didn't like the roster I didn't like anything that they did in the offseason, and you're seeing it. There's nights where when they hit everything, they look great. When they can't shoot, they stink. It does not look like a cohesive unit. So it's times are tough if you're a Raptor fan right
now. So what happened to him was Pascal Siakam's father passed away.
No, OGs.
Oh, so OG, I thought you passed Pascal. I apologize. Forget what I was saying.
Yeah, and Pascal didn't go to the funeral, and apparently again was telling like others like, you don't need to do that. Like he ain't part of this team. You don't need to. There's a personal issue there with the two of them, which again, like I said, is that translating onto the court with their cohesiveness and stuff? Maybe like there seems to be something going on there,
which is crazy because Pascal Siakam's father passed away, and he didn't go to the funeral, but he ended up going to a ceremony later on when they honored his father back in Africa. But I'm surprised that he would tell somebody that about OG when he didn't even go to his own father's funeral. He couldn't make it. It's not that he didn't want to go. He couldn't make it.
But most of the team have not. The rest of the team was there except for Pascal. Now that might just be Pascal. Like he just doesn't do funerals. I guess I don't know.
But for everybody to show up and you to be the one person that doesn't,
when you're kind of the face of that team, right? Like it's a bad look. It's a bad look. But aside from that, the team's just not made up well. Like it doesn't fit. They still have no shooting. Their defense is nowhere near what it was with like Nick Nurse is showing what a good coach he was. For all those people that were like doubting him and it's because he got Kawhi and whatever, he's doing a great job in Philly. And his disciple is not doing such a great job in Milwaukee either. So there's a lot going on.
So Milwaukee's in second place, Tony, in the East.
Yeah, no, I mean defensively though. It's like you've got the issues with who was that coach that walked out right when the season was about to start? Stout. Yeah. So there's and then the team blowing up at him. Now maybe that was a good thing. Bobby Portis like bringing out their stuff. Right. But that's not a sign of a team that typically that's going to go deep into the playoffs. If they have infighting, they're arguing with their coach, they're calling out each other. That's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. So, but anyways, back to the Raptors. The Raptors are who, where did I have them in my poll? 23rd, 25th, something like that in the rankings.
You had the Toronto Raptors at.
Look down.
Jalen had him at 16. You had him at 24.
Yeah, see, that's who I thought they are. I thought they were going to be.
I brought them up because I actually think they look a little better than I expected them to.
You think they look better?
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, the Raptors are better. A lot of people were saying that they were going to be like bottom 3 teams in the NBA, bottom 4.
No, but they're too talented to be bottom 3. Like if you like, there's no superstar, but Pascal is a talented. Like he was an All NBA player, not but a year ago. So he's probably in everyone's top 20, top 25. OG is a really he's a great defender. Scotty Barnes is playing really well. The only thing I hate about Scotty Barnes is every game, just watch. There's 2 or 3 instances where he starts limping or he starts grabbing something like he's hurt. And it drives me nuts. And I get it. You get bumps and bruises as you play, but like I hate seeing stuff like that. He's grimacing all the time. So either he's getting hurt every single game, or it's just like everything is just like he needs to show people. So but the team's talented. Schroeder's a good backup point guard, but he's starting. Jakob Poeltl is a dream to come off the bench, right? Like he shoots like 70-something% from the field. Like, but it can't be your starting center if you're going to be successful. So, but they have a team that's going to be okay. But that's the worst place you want to be, right? Is okay, because you don't get a good draft pick and you're not good enough to make any noise. Like it's the worst place to be.
Yeah, I'm sure that they'll go from okay to a little worse after this trade. You're almost guaranteeing that this trade's on the way, right?
Oh, one of them is gone by trade deadline, 100%.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that from either, or can't wait to see where one of them goes. Do you landing spots, guys?
I can't wait to see Pascal Siakam in that purple and black.
Yeah, but for who? Are you going to give it because they want Keegan Murray?
That's not happening, but
so who's Ox?
I know you don't like that, but I would strongly
It's not.
consider y'all doing that.
I would
don't-
never do that. I would never do that. If I mean, obviously, I don't have the power. I'm just saying, if I did have the power, that wouldn't even be an option. I would just hang up. But
Why not though? Because
what do you
Pascal
mean,
still
why not?
Pascal. How old is Pascal? 29, 28?
I don't know how old Pascal is. Somewhere around there. Got to be
Let me
somewhere
see.
around there.
Let me see.
Just for the record, I had them at 24th. And 24th. I had them
Siri,
at
how old is
24th.
Pascal Siakam?
What you do? Did he just ask Siri?
Mm-hmm.
Ask Siri. Siri, how old is he? He's 29 years old. Thank you, Siri.
29. There you go.
Appreciate you, Siri.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, so 29, Pascal can still play at this level for another 4 years.
But I'll tell you, I don't
Obviously,
think Pascal. I don't think it's Pascal. I think they move OG. I actually think they move OG because Pascal Siakam, they gave up a first round pick. They have no first round pick this offseason. They gave up that first round pick this season for Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl and Pascal are actually really tight. Like they're super like best friends. They're like DeMar and Kyle. So
Right.
I don't. Now they did move DeMar, but I don't think you give up your first round pick to bring in this guy, to make him happy, and then trade him. I more likely than not, I think it's OG that gets moved.
Which does make sense, Tone, but aren't we leaving out the fact that Siakam comes off the books after this year, and with him coming off the books, he's probably going to be with Toronto.
I think
they'll
pay him. I think they're okay paying him. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're okay paying him because the problem with OG is OG wants more of a offensive responsibilities. But he can't.
The question is, I'm glad you brought that up, Tone, because I was just about to ask you that. Because in terms of an offensive player, OG, like what does he think he is? Does he think he's a 22, 25 a game guy? Because I think he's a 17, 18 a game guy. That's what I think he is. At his best.
He is a 17, 18 who can hit the three fairly consistently and brings you like great defense. You're going to put him on the best offensive player on the other team every single night. He thinks he's Jason Tatum.
No, he's not.
But he's not.
Good.
Like he's not that guy. Yeah. Like good for him. You should have that, confidence in yourself. But from the outside looking in, you got to be realistic. But back to landing spots. Are you talking about OG or Siakam?
I was saying both.
Because I think,
right quick, Fluent though. Before we get into landing spots, you don't think it would be more advantageous to get rid of Pascal as opposed to OG, only because his value is a little higher?
If I'm the GM, yes, I'm moving Pascal. I'm moving Pascal because I know I can get some young players and some high picks, and I'm going to rebuild my team. That's what I would do. But Masai Ujiri has not been the type to do what most people, like every move he makes, you're kind of like, why'd he do that? Like it seems weird. Like when he gave up this year's first round pick for Poeltl, everyone was like, why the hell would you give up that? Like you could have gotten Poeltl for less. But so he does things that are weird. So I think he moves OG just because he still thinks this is a winner. He thinks this is a winner, right? He doesn't want to admit his ego because he's been a great GM, but his ego won't let him admit I made a mistake. So now I got to fix that mistake. So I think that's why it's OG that's getting moved. Like, look, this team should have been blown up 2 years ago.
So then landing spots for OG, like, is there anything that you're projecting and anything that you would like in return that you think could help the team not only contend now, but just into the future be a good piece?
Here's the type of move that they would make that they shouldn't, right? They'll move an OG for like a Chris Middleton.
Good.
And that's great for the Bucks. It's horrible for the Raptors. They'll move OG for like a DeJounte Murray. But Atlanta wants Pascal, and that's where the sticking point is on that one too, right? They want Pascal. They're offering OG. Now, does DeJounte Murray make the Raptors anything? No. But unless they were like, hey, we're going to give you the starting point guard role, because that's maybe I think what he'd rather have than playing alongside your guy Trey. So it might work out if then you move Schroeder to the bench. So that could work. But they want Pascal. They're offering OG.
I actually like DeJounte up there. I like that trade for both teams. I've been saying free DeJounte. He needs to be a starting point guard, and him and Trey just aren't a good fit together. So I've been saying free DeJounte, but also too, I think that's a good place for him to go get with Scotty Barnes and even either of the two guys, Pascal or OG. I think I love that fit. We'll still need some more shooting up there, but I like 3 hard-nosed guys that play both sides of the ball. I think that'd be good. And then the Hawks, they just gotta they gotta do something because
I'd be okay with them moving Pascal because I think you're right. I think DeJounte, Scotty Barnes, and OG that gives you 3, 2, but good ball handlers, passers, shooting. It gives you length defensively. Like that's actually a good trio, and then it gives Atlanta another star to play alongside Trey. So that's I think you're right. I think that works actually for both teams. There you go. Make it happen, Masai. Send you a text.
Now you're more fluent, Masai.
Yeah.
All right. We got super chats on top of super chats on top of super chats. Let's get to them. John Wick, one game said, ticket paying a ball boy to hurt Wemby is crazy.
Gotta win his bet somehow.
That bet looking tricky right now, Mars.
Q Spade said MB was ducking Bam yesterday and Jaime for Rookie of the Year.
Tone, the reason why they put you on Christmas Day is for the stars. And if your stars don't play, why we have you on here? No buckets, no Embiid. That's a nightmare.
Do you know there's only one team in all of the history of the NBA that hasn't played on Christmas Day?
Minnesota.
Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Charlotte.
LaMelo could get him a game if he stays there for the next 10 years. You don't think so, Morris? You don't think the vibes and the swag and the drip that they might want to see LaMelo. I'm not necessarily saying Charlotte. I'm saying LaMelo.
Yeah, then they need LaMelo to get traded.
Okay. Is Jordan coming out of retirement again? Because that's probably the only way they get.
That would get them on Christmas. That's
the only way they get put on Christmas.
Vignesh D said Luka is better than Tatum and Book. You cannot take away Luka's scoring and playmaking in the playoffs. Tatum is not really elite at anything. Tatum really has no unstoppable aspect in his game.
Not really elite in anything. He's an elite scorer. What are you talking about? So when you say he's not really elite, that means that he could probably or possibly be elite. So that's not true.
And it's Vignesh.
So
Luka is better than both of them.
Since you corrected me on Mazda, it's Vignesh.
I just feel like the gap is closed, Mars, and I feel like with Tatum, I just felt like his ceiling was higher because he was raw, and Luka, I didn't feel like the ceiling was. I didn't feel like there was much more there. I felt like as awesome as he was, he could get better, but I don't feel like there's much more there. I don't know how much more I'm gonna get from Luka. If I get what I'm getting from Luka right now for the next 7-8 years, I mean, damn, that's pretty impossible. But I feel like there's more that I could get from Jason
Tatum. My bad for botching your name, Vicky D.
Yes.
But I got you from here on out, Vicky D. I got you. Khalil 2025 said KD should go back to Golden State or OKC this summer.
He should go to the WNBA.
I mean, if he's trying to get back to Seattle and all of that good stuff,
exactly.
I mean, hey, come get with the best scorer in the WNBA, Jewel Lloyd. You could be the second best scorer in the NBA. Matter of fact, it's like you and Curry all over again.
Perfect.
That'd be amazing.
Because he's soft, right, Jay?
KD?
Yeah.
You said it.
Nate Richmond said, but Ron is scared to kick ticket for the same thing.
Oh, Ron, you scared.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous.
Yo, that's wild. Yo, Chill, that's messed up. Drink More Water said, can we put to rest the Reeves better than Hero?
Should have never even been a thing. But...
What do you mean? Reeves all NBA. Go Lakers. Lakers in 5.
What did Hero do that makes it get put to rest?
And what happened, right? And what happened during this time where Reeves where Hero just separated himself from Reeves? What happened? What did I miss? Because Reeves, because Hero doesn't really do anything that he didn't do before. He still shoot the long ball. He can still get to the bucket. I mean, Reeves turned into a better ball handler. Reeves has actually gotten better over the last couple of years. So what has Tyler Hero done to completely separate himself from Austin Reeves?
I just think that he was already better than him. I don't think it was ever Austin Reeves was ever as good as Tyler Hero. It's not like Tyler Hero started doing something different that got him separated from Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves just wasn't as good as Tyler Hero from the first get-go. He played pretty good to end the season last year, and people hyped it up, but I was disagreeing then.
So you already thought he was ahead of him?
Okay. Yeah. I had already made that clear
Reeves is in his
before.
third. Welcome.
Oh, look who it is. Bum, bum, bum.
Dub trying to eat, and you up here bringing him up.
I'm not gonna lie, I was just eating. Right?
Is he wild? He wild right now, dog.
My bad.
He wild right now, dog. I don't stop my shit for 20 minutes. Leave me alone.
I just wanted Dub to show off that good hat.
You
Dub,
bring
that
me
beautiful hat that you're wearing, but look at the beautiful hat.
I don't stop
It's
my
such a
shit
good
for like
hat.
20 minutes, and this is what we doing.
I just
Damn.
love the
Leave that
Tyler
dude
Hero.
alone. Let him eat. Leave that
I love
dude
the-
alone.
I love the Tyler Hero realizations, man. The talks with Austin Reeves, like Bob said, was just didn't need to be had. I don't understand it. Austin Reeves is good though. I don't want to act like Austin Reeves isn't good though. He's a bucket.
Just
But-
give him a couple years. He's only in his third season.
Yeah, he's only 25.
I like the hat. I should have worn my Baltimore Ravens hat. Hey Jay.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, that's not cool. Because I should have worn my Seattle Seahawks hat, but where is it? Where that? Hey.
Sleeve it.
Bring me my hat. Come on. Monka said Clippers, Kings, and OKC deserve a Christmas game.
Nah.
We
You put that on pretty quick.
Yeah. He has it ready. You sport that on Thursday. We'll be talking about that game.
Hey, like what Nick Bosa said, the Ravens gave us the blueprint. I promise you. Ravens gave us the blueprint the same way they gave the blueprint on the Eagles, man. Promise you. It's
The
over
Eagles
for
over
y'all,
the
Chill.
Niners in the NFC Championship game.
Give me the Eagles. You know I'm going with the Eagles. You know I can't go with no one else. And Chill's gonna go with the Niners, right? Got
See
to.
it?
Got to.
Chill. What jersey is that?
Oh, the best tight end in 49 history.
Okay.
Vernon.
Good over.
Ernest Byron and George Hill?
Dude, what are you eating?
Me and Penning. Pork. So good.
Petty.
My shift don't start for 20 minutes. This dude is not even supposed to be up here right now. We basically went and got Dub out the break room. That's what we did.
I was enjoying the show.
Eating. Dub in the break room eating.
Oh.
We snatched Dub and we gotta get him on camera right now.
I was watching.
I was just getting a front row view.
Yeah, I was just
Okay,
watching
all right.
everyone work real quick as I'm just munching, you know?
My bad. I just wanted everybody to see that beautiful hat that you got. My bad.
Is it open gym on right after?
Yes, sir.
Some people in the chat. Make sure you just stay right here.
Chat, I need you guys to go in the open gym and get buckets today. I heard they don't play no defense in there. So I heard you can go in and get off whatever you want to get off, however you want to get off, whenever you want to get it off. So just go in there and get money. Once again, Open Gym is a show where the good brothers down here, Mars and Dub, pull up guys from the chat, and you guys can go in there and debate or get off whatever takes you want to get off. So go do that. It's some people that need to be cooked up here because they skipped out on the Deck the Halls event. So I think that it's about time that you bring some smoke to their front doors. All right.
Another dude right next
to Styles Blackman in the house. What up? Styles Black with the super chat said, great idea. Pull up topics on the spot so no one can study. See who really knows ball. None of typical debates that get argued every day, all day.
We tried that before, and you guys came up with the worst topics of all time. It's funny how you guys forget.
Who had who came up with the topic?
The chat were coming up with some of the worst topics you've ever seen. We tried this.
I remember that.
So Mars,
I genuinely can't remember, but we ended up going through like 17 different questions trying to get one because they were coming up with some nonsense.
Mars, why don't you come up with the topics?
Oh no!
Since you were tired, you come up with the topics, and they'll put whoever they have against each other. You read out the topic. The first person gets to pick whichever one they want, and the other person has to debate the other side. Now the topics will be good.
Because that puts responsibility on me. I don't want responsibility. I just want to criticize everyone else.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick before you read that super chat,
What's up?
did I when I use my 5-year logic, right? When I say this is probably who this guy is after year 5.
Yeah.
Did I say after that? They're probably gonna have you're probably gonna get what?
A better season.
You're probably gonna get some better seasons, but after year 5, this is probably
who they are. Yeah.
This is probably who this dude is. But you could get some better years. Larry Bird, for example. Larry Bird in year 5. I think that was in
85.
83, 80. I think it was 80, 83, 84. I'm
84,
100% confident in 87, 88 season. Bird went almost 30 and 10 on 50, 40, 90. In the year before that, I think he went 28 and 9 on almost 50, 40, 90. So the idea of the 5-year logic is this is probably who this dude is. And this is what you should expect moving forward on average. But you could get some better seasons later on. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on my 5-year logic.
You've said that a million times.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it's not misunderstood by you dudes. That's all.
But you're talking about play style. You're talking about play style though, not performance, right? Because I agree, like Damian Lillard, for example, like in his 5th year, I'm pretty sure, like he's just a much better player than what he was in his 5th year, especially like in his 8th year, right?
Right.
But I think what you're going with is like their play style, right? Because in my head, it's like that, like 5 to 6 years of me watching somebody.
Yeah.
That play style is going to be pretty consistent for like the majority of their career, but determined on the level of play which they play at, that's something that can fluctuate.
And I also feel like during that time, moving forward, the game slows down for them. So they see the game differently. So they get smarter because they've been around for that long or they've been around for a long time. Now, you might have a guy in year 7 and year 8 who's still super duper athletic and still plays fast, but there's aspects of his game that have improved because he's smarter. But on average, what you see in year 5, that's probably who this dude is.
So is Jason Tatum just a flopper? That's just who he is? A guy that's never gonna who's never gonna live up to the big lights?
I don't know about a flopper. I mean, I ain't gonna go that far. No, I'm not doing that. No.
We've seen it enough, Jill. It's over the 5-year mark, man. He's just not that guy, man.
Well, I know that it took Olajuwon 10 years to get to the mountaintop. It took him 10 years to get to the mountaintop. So
I got you.
That's all I got to say about that, brother.
Armando Tejada said, player for player, no accolades. Who is a better player, Paul George or Reggie Miller?
Does Paul George have the accolades too?
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't Paul George more accomplished?
He actually got better accolades. Paul George is a 7-time All-Pro. Paul George, I think he's a 6-time All-League defender. What are you talking about?
Maybe they were taking the accolades off the table for Reggie Miller.
Hate that.
For Paul to
Reggie Miller has more playoff success, but
right.
If it's
even then,
you're just talking about like skill and talent, in which case it's Paul George.
I think it's both. He's the better, like with the accolades and better player. That's an odd question.
Hey, Ox, who would you rather have, Reggie Miller or Paul George?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The answer's always the same. Yes, you do, because the answer's always the same. It depends on the team around him.
That's fair.
Look, you could put one of these two on the Kings right now instead of Kyle Herter or Kevin Herter. You get rid of Kevin.
Respect Kevin Herter. I would take. Well, if that's the case, I'll take Reggie because he just for the shooting, because that's if we're replacing for Kevin Herter, I want Reggie for sure.
See, that doesn't mean Reggie's a better player, but he's a better fit for what they need.
You don't want a wing defender there with size on him?
Well, I want Reggie.
You don't want to ask for number one over there?
If we got to just go 1 for 1, I'll take Reggie.
And you got him working off of De'Aaron and Sabonis?
I don't got time for Paul George doing all that damn dribbling. But that's just really that simple. But I just can't. I hate watching that shit, man. Pass the damn ball.
Well, on this crew right here, he wouldn't be asked to do that.
I don't know what he'll do. I'm just trying to play it safe. I want Reggie Miller. We could play the same style of play. Reggie could come off the dribble handoffs and shooting like Kevin.
Reggie will be crazy in that Kings offense. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure, but Cheryl was better, right?
Hmm?
Cheryl was better than Reggie, though.
With that goes to what we were saying. That goes to what we saying.
Until Reggie became a grown man.
Yeah,
and then
for a
it
time
changed.
when he was a kid, she was. Yes. For a
kid.
time.
Just like my sister was better than me for a long
Right,
time.
and then Ox grew to 6'7",
never was.
6'8", and then now she can't do nothing with him.
When did he stop becoming a kid though? Because
I
she
don't
was
care how
better
old
than
they are.
him.
Wait. I don't care how old they are. Candace is better than Anthony.
No, she is.
that's
No, she is.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
No, it
bro.
is
I'm
not.
with you. That's
No,
fair.
it is not.
No, but this the thing. This the thing.
No.
Ron, when you say that, because my sister's 2 years older than me, I probably was able to get with her. I wasn't able to get with my sister until I was like 15.
Say it differently.
No.
Yeah, that is crazy.
What you-
Y'all know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't gotta,
Tone, can you focus, Tone? Oh my God. Can you focus,
You
Tone?
know what's so funny? I heard it too.
That was
I let it
that was
rock.
kinda
I
wild.
did let
Yeah,
it
I'm
rock.
not-
That's insane. though.
Hey, chat,
I mean,
chat
I'm
be
just,
easy.
you know,
Chat be
Okay,
easy.
I'm
don't
sorry,
give a
Big
damn.
Ox. You was
I'm
able
not
to compete
playing-
with your
I'm not-
sister. You was
I'm
able
not
to
playing
compete with your
into.
sister. Big Ox.
I'm not playing into that at all.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
saying? But until
Focus, Tom.
yeah, bro,
It was
that's
your
all I'm saying.
That
co-host.
was not nuts. That was not.
And then, but that's
That
the thing
was
though.
nuts.
Even when I got better, when I was 17 and she was like 19, she had got better too. She was
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
She was getting
She wasn't the same player
D1.
she
She was
was.
getting D1 workouts every day. She got stronger, and I was still didn't want to play with her. So you know what I'm saying. And I think I was pretty decent when I was 17. So
Y'all need to get it together for real. All right, but we Fluent and Dub nasty.
Little
Hey, but look
Ox.
though. I got a few more super chats. We do got to bring the show to an end, so I'm gonna speed read through these. Gideon Adai said, "Is Derek White the best role player today?" Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
I think
Bobby Porter's got something to say about that.
I don't
Malik Monk
know.
got something to say
Derek
about that.
White is Derek White is crazy.
He
Chill,
dope,
I'm not
though.
gonna hold
I ain't
you.
gonna fight that.
I love watching Derek White play, bro.
Mhm.
I would pick him over Bobby Portis for sure. Bobby's a dog.
Pushing
Though.
Derek White All-Star propaganda.
You said what, Mars?
And
I got
think he's
Kristaps.
pushing Derek White All-Star propaganda. That's been interesting.
You said
Andrew sent through a
KP?
super chat and said, "Fluent robbed, Jalen robbed, Ox won, Chill won."
Chill. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I don't know if Ticket was here today. Ticket did cook you in that first round. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Did he?
and I don't even agree that AD soft. I don't agree with it at all.
I don't know
But
about that.
every
Not at all.
Every point that you brought up, he kept being like, "Nah, that point that you're bringing is not valid," especially with other people that were labeled as soft. Like he was just, I'm not gonna lie, he got robbed, but it wasn't for that last round. That last round was crazy, but the first round, I really thought he actually won that because in a conversation like that, like it's so subjective. There's not really much to go off of, so you just have to provide as much evidence as you can to prove that side of the story. I'm not gonna lie. I think he provided more evidence. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the judges didn't care about that. Go on.
What I will say is, Ticket had the biggest highlight of the day. You know, when like you go baseline and somebody comes help side and you damn near jump over them. They try to take a charge and it's number one on Sports Center, and it was all solely based on the A, B, C.
Oh yeah, that was fine. That was funny.
Hey,
That
Chill, when
was
you see his stars when he
crazy.
started doing that.
He was what you call it. He was showing us
These
pictures of
are
Anthony
getting
Davis
blurry.
getting hit in the nuts. That's what he was showing us. What we doing? What? That's what we
man,
doing. We
that's
showing
crazy.
pictures of Anthony Davis getting hit in the nuts. Give me a break.
Oh man, hey, that
Nah,
was
he
classic.
really
That
got
was
you.
classic.
He really got you with two things. It was the Dwight Howard, because you brought up the All NBA John and all defense. And he was like, Dwight Howard went to the finals, won All NBA. What did Kobe Bryant say about Dwight Howard? He's soft. And then the other one was, and I just thought, like, I just don't know how you could just won that, is he was like, yeah, what does he do against the big time opponents he's supposed to be elite, with the elite against? What does he do? He folds down under pressure because he's soft, like Terry Cloth. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile,
Call him Terry Clark because he's very soft. I believe it's actually.
Sorry,
it sounds good. It just sounds good, but I won, so there you have it. I won.
All right.
Monka said, "I was dying because Ticket showed a picture of AD crying when he won the ship."
What he saw.
He did.
What he
did.
saw.
When he
Yeah.
won the
Yeah.
shit was
Real
crazy.
men don't cry unless they soft. Yeah.
Yo.
DSG Piccolo says Shams reporting the Lakers are expected to express interest in DeJounte Murray. Is that even moving the needle?
No, it's not.
Why are they doing
He's
that?
not better than D'Lo?
He's better, but if you're gonna get rid, I think what they should do is just leave it with Braun and have him control the offense and Reeves off the bench. Get some role players like I said Bogdanovich a couple
I
weeks
gotta
ago.
bounce, Ron. Fellas, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Be
All right,
easy.
You.
Yeah, get like a shooter. Get like Bogdanovich or that dude off of the Wizards. What's his name, Morris?
Corey Kispert.
Corey Kispert.
You talking about Bojan or Bogdan?
Either one.
Either
one.
Yeah, for sure. Both of them.
No one even know the
All right,
difference.
so we got to get up out of here. Hey, what are you guys talking about at Open Gym today?
Food.
The best player in the NBA.
The best
Oh,
player in the NBA. All right, well, if you want to hear
That's
about the best
easy.
player in the NBA or give your input,
LeBron James.
Okay.
hey, get to Open Gym right now. We wrapping this up, but we'll be here at the same time tomorrow with the same cast, same crew, same time.
Peace.